Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? It's Friday. It's Friday. Good news, huh? Friday. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a great start to your weekend. My name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. Thank you for joining for yet another live. I appreciate it so much. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and say hi to people that are in the chat because I didn't do that earlier today. I went straight into the case and forgot about everybody that was here live with me. So I didn't want to forget about you guys this time. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Mary Beth. Welcome in. I won't say hi to everybody, but I'll try to say hi to as many people as I see when I go by. KW, Crystal Burns, Nicole, SSD. Look, Vanishing Corrupt with Stevens in the chat. He backstage too. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Nash Native. I did say good evening earlier, and then I kind of started working, and I left everybody hanging. Hey, Catherine with the K. It's good to see you guys. Hey, CJK. Catherine with the C. Hey, Cheryl. How you doing? Those babies are gorgeous. Hey, Thor. Hey, Faith. Hey, Janine. Hey, Teenies. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go to the bottom. If not, we'll be here saying hi, all night, because that's how I roll. That's how I roll. I don't mind. I could do that. We could go live sometime and I'll just say hi to everybody. That'd be good. Hey, Christina. Hey, Judy. Hey, Angel Host. Okay, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. So tonight, basically, we're just going to hang out, have a conversation with our friend Steven. If you guys have any questions, throw them up in the chat. If you have any questions for me or for Steven, just let us know. I think a lot of people have seen his videos. If you haven't, his channel is actually going to be linked into the Nightbot, so it'll come up. Make sure you go over there and you check it out. And we'll maybe he'll tell us a little bit about his channel. So I'm going to bring him up. Are you ready? Okay. I don't know. I never know if people are ready because you can't really see down there. I don't know why I even asked. I'm like, are you ready? I'm pulling you up anyway. Hi, how you doing?
I spilled stuff all over me. Oh. So, yeah, I texted. I was like, "Oh crap, got to run downstairs."
Oh, whoops. Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst at answering my phone. Vincent does that all the time. He'll be like, "I wrote you," and I'm like, "Oh, whoops."
Sorry.
What is your channel about? Let us know, because I was reviewing. Like, I was reviewing it. I was going over and I was looking at some of your videos today.
There's everything, really. So when I first started doing this about 4 years ago, it was strictly just about things I went through. Obviously, what a lot of people like to bring up in the present, actually, my past, how I got to where I'm at, what I went through. I went through abuse as a child, would later turn into, on top of ADHD, and my mother taking me off Ritalin, I would go through a whirlwind of things. And so what would happen is I would self-medicate eventually. I would be put on prescription pain pills for an injury. And from there, history kind of wrote itself. And so I would get into trouble and I would do some really bad things, which is so I'm going to just put this out there. It's the first time I'm ever discussing it in a meaning or in a manner like this.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago, or little before 10 years ago, I would make a brutal mistake being addicted to opiates. I had befriended a woman named Gloria Daniels. That's who you see on the case. So she lived right down the road on Spencer Avenue. I used to mow her grass, do all that. She knew me since I was young. She had prescription pain meds in her house. And unfortunately, she would hand them to me because she knew what I do. But I guess she was one of those people that was so nice, but naive. Like if that makes sense. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I still talk to her to this day. This woman did not want to press charges on me, matter of fact. So, but she had some medication and I was going through a withdrawal period and I made a fatal mistake. I went down there and I would end up telling myself, the cop, her name was Ashley. I'll never forget this day. It was 1157 Spencer Avenue. I see an ambulance at her house and I'm looking at everything. So I panicked because she had just lost her husband. And so I go running down there and they say, "Hey man, she's not good." And I said, "Can I go in the ambulance and talk to her?" She's like a grandma to me. Yeah. So Gloria sees me and she's like, "Yeah, let him in." I go back here and I'm like, "What's going on?" I could tell, cold sweats, everything.
Yeah.
at that moment, it's one of the things that broke. My wife can tell you this. This was the turning moment, like of every day. So when talking to her, I said, "When's the last time you took your pain meds?" And she said, "I don't know." She's like, I kind of somehow ran out. She's like, "I guess I just overtaken them." She's like, "I have been hurting more lately." And at that point, I'm sitting there listening. And so I really truly believe that she just thought she did. And
she probably did, yeah.
Yeah. And so I told her, so I walked out. I said, "Well, hey, I'm going to talk to Ashley real quick, Officer Ashley." So I go back out and I talked to her and I said, "Hey, no," I was like, "She's in withdrawal." And she was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I took her medicine." Yeah. And Ashley, I remember her saying, she's like, "You realize what you're saying?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yeah.
I was like, "I have a problem." And so, and I mean, you can actually, I'm pretty sure you can pull up the police report. It will tell you that I told them. I mean, you can get the report for what it was. I told them my damn self. Yeah. So because they said, "Well, how many times did you go in that house?" I said, "I think it was 3 times, to which every time she, take a nap, I used to mow her yard." I was like, so I had access. Yeah. And they said, "Well, did you have willingful access?" I said, "Well, no, she was asleep on 2 of those things, or 2 of those times." And so they hit me with aggravated circumstances, which would be burglary. And so essentially that's what happened. And at that moment, I think it was, like I said, it was the turning point. I'm deep into an addiction at this point, right? Yeah. And dude, I'd go 2 days without anything, and the severe stomach cramps, restless legs, just moving around, fidgeting. I'm ADHD on top of this. Dude, everything just coming on to the point that I was fixing to start a 9mm. And Lauren, spent 2 months trying to get me into a rehab. And finally, we got the call. Now, mind you, all this process has started. Now, so Ashley, when they talked to Gloria's like, "I'm not pressing charges on him." So she said, "I want to talk to him to bring him in here." So I went back into the ambulance. And I remember talking to Gloria, and she's like, "I'm not pressing charges." And I said, "I don't think you understand. I think you got to. Like, the state that she already knows. I've already told her myself, the state's going to take it. There's nothing you're going to do." Mind you, this woman came right back and tried to at this, like, we're at a hearing. She's like, "I don't want it to happen." And I think it's one of the reasons why I would get the sentence to do. Now, I want to say this on this platform. My lawyer for my business, my lawyer for my life, my lawyer for everything is my prosecutor. Yeah. So if that doesn't tell you how much I've changed or how much I turned around, the man that prosecuted me is now my family attorney, my business attorney, wrote my will. I mean, he's the sole reason why I changed. He's the reason why. I mean, instead of locking away the key, throwing it away for 15, he said, "I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you an 8. And it's called an 8 at 30. That means you do 8 years probation, 30 years, or 30% at 30%. That means if I get in trouble, then I have to serve. The first time you get in trouble, you get 30% of that 8. And so it's a whole bunch of crap." Okay. But long story short, that's where it would all come from. So I'll never forget it. I made one of my very first videos that would go viral. And I had made it to this point in my life. Now, mind you, Lauren left me for a year because I'm going to talk about a selfish idiot. Yeah. This guy. So now, mind you, I've got in trouble. Yeah. I'm sober now. She's the one that got me sober, and I'm building a company. And I remember telling her on the way back from rehab, and she was pregnant with my son. And I said, I'm not this person you think I am. I'm like, I'm a driven person. I know who I am. I've never been the type of person to love myself. I was like, because I hate who I am. I was like, but while sitting in rehab, I realized, like, it's okay to be me. And so I would focus on that, go to therapy, and I still go to therapy this day. There's nothing wrong with that. And but she told me, she's like, "Well, I don't give a shit as long as you don't, just give me your time." Yeah. Well, the company, I kept saying I had this selfish thing about me, which is I didn't realize it was selfish then. I just kept saying, "Well, I'm doing this for us." So the communication stopped. I just was a piece of shit, man. Like, so I fixed every part of this. The woman that, I mean, she didn't give up on me, and I gave up on us. And so I remember making a video, and I looked around, I looked at my house, my land, and everything. And I was like, I made it this far. And I said,
yeah.
And you would think I have a razor, I have multiple trucks, I have a boat, I have a house, I have land.
Yeah.
You would think this was it. And I was like, it's not. It's like I thought I would be happy, and I made it. And I made it from the pits of hell to here, and I made it. And the one thing that made me happy was hearing my kids and coming home to Lauren.
Yeah.
And so I posted that. It would get over 1 million something views, and a lot of people would start talking. And I realized, like, holy crap, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Because I have anxiety like a mofo. So I started talking and sharing about that, and just one thing led to the next, and here I am today. So it's just a general everything is what I talk about.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is on this channel. We talk about everything here. Like at the end of the lives, we'll talk, like, I don't know, we talk about random stuff at the end of these lives usually. But I was just wondering because I started my channel just because I guess you had something to say. You want to say it? Yeah, I mean, mine was trauma, so mine was my past, and mine was 10 years ago. So like same time.
Oh, that's
so
crazy.
You're going through your stuff. Yeah, my accident will be 10 years in February.
Well, I'm glad you're 10 years removed. So that's awesome.
You too.
Like, what mine was, so 10 years, March, I think February 2nd. So
my car accident was February 9th, February 8th, February 9th, something like that. Yeah.
That's wild.
Wow. That's wild, isn't it? That's wild. Yeah. It was
crazy.
2014.
Yeah.
So was yours 2014?
Yeah.
Was it really? No way.
Yeah.
Fucking way.
Swear on that. Yeah.
Talk about coming from pits of hell.
Yeah. That's creepy.
I mean, I literally had to learn how to walk again,
Oh, wife's in the shower. Like, I ought to yell for her in a minute. I'll tell.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't. Yeah, my accident was February. I can't believe I can't remember the exact date. It was the 8th or I think it was the 9th, February 9th, 2014.
Crazy to walk away. I mean, like that's. I mean, that's a strong woman, bud. Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Shit. They were like, they might take your legs. I'm like, the hell if they will. I don't think so.
I ain't no Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, I mean, even the doctor said the other day when I went in, he was like, I told him, I said I had compartment syndrome in my foot because he was kind of looking at my foot. He could see the scars, and he's like looking at it, and I was like, plus there's some metal in there, and he's like, they were able to save it, and I was like, yeah. I mean, it was like, I guess it was like turning dark, like it was going dead, but she's like one of the best on the East Coast for orthopedic surgeons. So, and especially for women, it's not a women's like field, I guess, because of it's really heavy. Like the opposite. I mean, you're shoving a rod into someone's bone, and like you're doing this stuff. Like it takes a lot of force.
People know that though. Like, so my brother, not to interrupt you, but
oh no, you're fine.
My brother, he's an endocrinologist, and although he don't do surgery stuff, I didn't realize like it is a predominantly male area. And,
it is.
Believe it or not, though, check this out: neurosurgery, complete opposite. Women have more steady hands.
I have a neurosurgeon. He's a guy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I like to see that. I don't have the sturdiest hands. I have the.
So mine's a dude too, but apparently my brother Matt said they're primarily female, and I'm like, never would have known that.
Never would have known that.
And mine's a dude, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can't believe we're both going through all that at the same time. That's crazy. Just like the difference between two people's lives.
Yeah, but that's it. So here's the thing: if this is anything to people in the chat or watching, it goes to show you miles apart, totally different. We would meet later on in life, but two parts of our life where we were going through something, yet there's somebody on the outside judging both me and you. At that current time. Yeah. And yet nobody knows, but nobody that's sitting here in this chat knew us, and they didn't know to judge, didn't know. It's mind boggling. We never know. It's like, don't count your blessings. Don't.
Yeah. Everybody has a past.
Hypercritical. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, dude.
I mean,
we all are going through
if everybody was caught for something they did in their 20s, you know what I mean? We all did some shit. We all did something. Do you know what I mean? We all did. Don't be saying y'all in the chat didn't do something crazy in your 20s. Yeah. We all did. Y'all didn't get caught. I got caught for everything.
I did.
Anything I ever did. Anything. I smoked a cigarette for the first time. My parents knew, lickety split. My dad was like, I'm going to go buy you a pack of cigarettes. You're going to smoke them in front of me. And I was like, you bet I will. And I did. I had to quit. So I quit smoking like 8 years ago. But, I was like,
that's awesome.
Bet you will. But like little things like that, I would always get caught, like skipping school. I got caught. No,
how did you put down cigarettes, man?
My mom,
especially going through stuff.
My mom, she did. Well, so I was like, I'm going to quit. I was like, I'm going to quit smoking one day. And I quit for like 4 days or something like that. I don't know. It was amazing. For 4 days, I was like, yes, go me. And then I gave my mom the lecture of, you got grandkids, you need to quit smoking, that lecture. And it stuck with her. So she went and got a vape, and she would just vape. Yeah. And I'm like, that's way better than you smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So just keep vaping on that thing. She would always have it. It was like her safety. But but she quit for like 4 years before she passed away. She did really good. She never picked up another cigarette. I even started smoking again, and she didn't smoke.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Go mom.
You quit. Candy Wrapper said, I quit smoking a year ago this coming month. That's amazing. It's amazing. My brother, he chews, and then sometimes he'll smoke. Like he switches, but me, I vape.
Yeah. I do. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you allowed to do that? Like, I don't want to get you in trouble.
I think you are.
Okay, because TikTok.
I do. Really? Okay. So that maybe the chat will even know. I've heard both, but I'm a rule breaker, so I do it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think about it. I just do it. But I remember when I first got on here, someone said something about it. Like, when I first started YouTube, they were like, yeah, that's like promote smoking or something.
Dude, you got a lot of people in your chat that quit smoking, man. That's awesome.
Look at this. I vape and I thought Crystal was going to say, I quit smoking and vape. And she said, I vape and smoke both. Man, Crystal.
I mean,
Crystal's a beast.
At least it ain't like bad stuff.
Yeah. Cheryl, you can't do nothing, can you? Cheryl said, I don't smoke. I have asthma, because you said you're allergic to she's allergic to pain medication. I think she said before at one time.
I know somebody is like that. My mama.
Really? That's amazing, though. In a kind of in a way, it's good and bad.
Dude, this woman.
Tell your mom your body is able to take that pain. It's able to do that without anything. Like,
dude, I'll never forget it, dude. We're sitting there. My mom. Hey, mind you. My mom snapped both her damn arms through her.
Oh.
At a haunted house. Yeah, like tripped over an extension cord, snap, arms out. Oh. And so they're shooting her with stuff. Now, mind you, my mom, it's like, I think because she was in such pain, like even with the morphine stuff, it gave her such a severe migraine that she was trying to forget. She's like, she didn't feel her arms. She felt her damn head. Yeah. And she said, she looked over at me. She was like, the clock's walking off the wall, honey. And I'm like, what the hell did you just say? I was like, okay.
And people say the craziest stuff whenever they're like under like anesthesia and stuff like that. I see like the videos. Oh my gosh.
I love those videos, man. It's like, what's that? Did y'all see the girl twerking? She got out. She's with her mom. And this song comes on, she puts her hand on the dash and starts doing it. And her mom's like, stop. You got to see that one.
I never get on TikTok. I need to. I do YouTube shorts. Like, I scroll through them.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't go to another app. Like, do you know what I mean? Sense. Like, I guess it's just like laziness, but it's not really. It's a 3-second thing where, your mind just is like, got that, if it doesn't hold your attention, you scroll. But I don't know. I try to post on TikTok here and there, like whenever I think about it.
I think something like, because I notice it with you. You are a natural talker, so like you can. I think that's why it's easy for me to move to YouTube, because I can just talk. Like those videos you're seeing, like if you see them, those are one takes, most of them, where I'm just talking. And Blake will go there and edit some of them for me, so it will make sense, because we all know I say in the end a lot. I know, trust me, I hate it. It drives me nuts.
What do you say in the end?
Yes, all the time. I'm like, damn it. So, but I told him, I was like, if I say that, just please cut that part out.
Yeah.
Like, I because you can max this. You can do the sentence without that in the end.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure there's certain things that I say. I say welcome in a lot in the beginning. Sometimes I'll say it like 50 times. I'm like, if I say it again, just tell me to move on. I feel like I'm like the people I had what is it, Chick-fil-A, where when they say my pleasure.
yeah.
That's their thing. That's like their words to say, you know, my pleasure after everything. My pleasure.
I feel like you have to be like super nice at Chick-fil-A to get that job or something. I don't know, man. Like, what's the prerequisites? Is like,
in
don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. What do you guys think in the chat?
Yeah. Wow,
What do you guys think? I mean,
these
I don't
people
know.
are cracking me up with I'm reading somebody said ethanol. I don't know if I can say what I can on here.
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Fentanyl ferret. And I was like, what the hell?
I think you can anyway. Well, we usually say it anyway. Just don't demonetize me, YouTube. But yeah, it should be fine.
Goes for Tona too. It's probably going. What is she talking about?
What?
I don't know. Something about somebody was asking about my video today. So my video today was directed to Jake for Justice. I have no problem.
I don't know if I saw. What was the title? I was looking through all of them. I was going through like reviewing.
It was
something.
Jake for Justice's live, is what it was. And she was on
her live on her main channel or her backup? Because I went to go look and I was like, shoot, there's a video on each from yesterday, I think.
I don't know, man. See, and here's the problem, dude. I should have went and watched it myself.
Yeah.
But I refuse to do that because I won't lie. I've worked really hard to disconnect this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a tendency to blur them. And when I get pissed, I get pissed. And so I'm like, you know what?
It's hard not to, but when you see comments and stuff like that too.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. That's what I told you the other day. Is like to disconnect, to not be, but your people are awesome. Like,
oh no, I get the hidden comments though. Like they're like have you got the hidden ones yet? Where you hit the hidden button and hit the okay and okay and okay. Like you have to like really okay it like a few times because they're that bad. They're like, these comments are this bad. And a lot of them are directed towards Betty. Normally they're all my Betty videos, they're directed towards her, but no, I get them. So
she sends her minions after you, man. That's just how it goes. Yeah. She always does that.
So you made a video about the Jay for Justice. What did she say?
It wasn't really targeting Jay for Justice as a single shot, but I got told that she said I was a country bumpkin, that I'm putting lies out there, and I retract them every 24 hours. And I'm like, no. Yeah. I was like, the one thing I've retracted and absolutely have was when I misspoke. I did. Yeah. I misspoke. But I never. The thing is people are not listening when I say this. I never, ever mentioned the video footage about Sebastian until Tony had brought it to the forefront surface. Mm-hmm. And then when we were talking about it on the live, that is when I missaid it. Yeah. I said the difference between if and he did. Yeah. And so I should have put if, just like the sheriff's department did. I said, if he would have been seen, we would have those, have that footage. Yeah. Instead, I didn't put that in there, and that makes a world of difference. Yeah. I mean, so I could go down that hole. But my problem is somebody attacking me, and everybody. And then I had seen people in the comments today on the live. I had 300 something people on the live, and they were talking about. And I'm so thankful for Cindy. I don't know if you know who Baldy is from. If you ever watch the Netflix series The Mole or Don't Fuck with Cats, she's in that, and she's one of my close friends. I think the world of. She is a phenomenal person. If I'm wrong, she'll tell me. Which is like I told you, you could tell me. I told you that. It's like I have enough respect for you. You say, "Hey, man, I'm not thinking what you're saying doesn't seem right." Like, I respect you. And so, at the end of the day, it's just the attacks, man. Tony and bitch Betty, I get it. Yeah, but it was Jay. I'm like, well, I don't talk to you. I don't know you. Mm-hmm. She tried to have me on air or to come on for some questions and stuff. We never just linked up. That was it. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, with some of the stuff that I've seen, I was like, well, I'm not going to be attacked. I can tell you that. I know what
Yeah.
a setup is. I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
She's like, and then call me a dumb hillbilly or some shit. I don't know. Again, this is all stuff
I
that
grew
was
up in
from.
the country. I mean,
I'm country. I am,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, I hold a lot of certifications for RF and RF engineering. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing my job because I'm dumb. I can tell
Yeah.
you that. And I don't run a business
Yeah.
with 30 set individuals because I'm dumb either. So,
Absolutely not. No, it's hard to run a
but
business.
I don't know,
Extremely
man.
hard.
The
It's
thing
extremely
is,
hard.
I just don't feel like, and I hope you're okay with me saying this,
Okay.
is like when we look at Tony, until this one single person is out of the picture with a case, the drama will not stop. And everybody's like, well, you're keeping the drama going on. No, and I get it.
Yeah.
I am part of it when I have to fucking combat it,
Yeah.
because I'm only going to hear it so many times before I say something.
Yeah.
And I can't just let you keep walking on me. I can't do it. And so I've gotten to a point now, I'll make snide comments in passing or something like that. But to focus on, the only person I focus on is Tony. I think he's a piece of shit. So,
Yeah.
so
I don't know anybody that
he's
is
got
a
an
big
account.
fan of Tony. Like, but it's like, where are they at? Like, I mean, I don't want to really see them, but it's like, I'd like to kind of know who would even agree with this guy, like, on anything. And welcome in, everybody.
He's got, apparently he has his own like little, it's just the same clique that follows. So they move in like a kind of almost on like a little net, right? There's the people. It's people who really truly think that Chris and Katie absolutely did this. There is no going back. There is no, you cannot convince them. It's those said individuals. Now, nothing against those individuals. We're all entitled to an opinion. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to understand that there's a person in front of you that is manipulating the shit out of people, then I mean, one bad apple can sour the whole bunch, bud.
Yeah.
So
That's what it's doing too.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't get it.
I don't either.
There's been so much that's come out like about this guy, and it's just, I don't know. I was watching one of your videos though earlier, and it was about the vigil. Oh, I say vigil, but it says vigil. It sounds like visual. I don't know. My accent's bad. I'm sure I'll get comments about it. But I wasn't aware that it was private.
Yep.
See, I didn't know that until I watched the video.
Me and several other individuals were told not to show up. Yeah.
Who told you?
The one that was like the Clarksville.
Yeah, like who told you not to come, Tony?
So it wasn't from him, but it was from somebody. But that's not. Let me say this though. There's an understanding to that. Yeah. I get that. Okay, but as far as if it's a private event and it's for these said people to do something for Sebastian, I mean, no, I wouldn't ever want to be somewhere I'm not wanted, right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to tell me I can't be somewhere else,
public place or something.
Place. Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's probably how Clue felt about it too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she was in the back parking lot. I mean, she had the best spot.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see someone get arrested?
People give Clue a lot of shit, man. But she's been super real. Like, she's told me, hey man, she's one of the people that say, stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. Like, fucking suck it up. Suck it up. Don't trust these fucking people, man. Like,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this case. I feel like you can't trust. I feel like there's teams going on or something around.
No,
here.
It is 100%.
I feel like there's just.
Tanya, I'm telling you right now, it is strictly this. It is Chris and Katie versus Seth and Tony.
I see it. Well, I see that too, because like, I mean, I don't really get like grouped into anything. I'm always like, I'm not part of the group, I'm over here, but I do get. I mean, I guess I do get grouped in with some people. Like I'm like, it's okay. I'm just like, well, I'm like, because like if I go into a chat or something, like. What was it? A couple weeks ago, someone was saying that it was, I was trying to, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. it's too hard to even try to explain. Like build my channel off another creator, but this
Yeah.
creator was had like less subs than me, like by like 10,000 or so. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I'm like, how
oh
am I
my
doing
God.
that? I'm like, I just like the person. Like, I just like to be in their chat. Like, that's
So
because I
check
like
this
them.
out.
Just because they don't
So
like you doesn't mean anything. Like,
thank
just
you.
please. Like, can't we all
Tony,
just get
Tony,
along?
Tony would call me and say, man, can you believe every time I get up on one of your lives, how many people we get in the box? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're nobody.
I bet you I bet you he's like I could just see
He,
him.
he swears
You'll
up and
get
down.
called Gretchen if you appear in certain places. Nonsense said. I will. I'm Gretchen Wiener off of the Mean Girls. I gotta.
Well,
Another
he
creator
swears up
called me
and
that.
down. I swear, he's like, I'm not into this for who likes me and who don't. And you got to have thick skin. It's funny, the person saying you got to have thick skin. As soon as somebody calls you out, you're fucking sending attack, but you ain't man enough to fucking come out and actually do it yourself.
We have a YouTube version of Tony. I feel like Tony's like, he's just Tony's he feeds off drama, feeds off the drama. What's his end game? I wonder.
I think he just wants to be a national spokesperson for missing children. That's it. Just like Joe, he wants to be another Joe Petito, and that will never happen.
That'll never happen.
Never happen.
That'll never happen. Yeah, no, that
Joe Petito is a one of a kind.
Yeah, he's a one of a kind. His story, his family, his every single thing is one of a kind.
He's a hell of a dude, man.
Yeah,
and
him and his wife. I mean, both of them, their whole family.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, every time you turn around, Tony's like, "Well, I know John Walsh, and I have them at my fingertips," and I was like, "Seriously, man, shut up, dude."
How did he get it? So he went to the Idaho house, and that's how he got connections. How did he do that? Did he just straight? I mean, you probably don't know, but did he?
This is what people don't understand. This is what I'll say. Tony is a crime sleuth. Think about this. He is a crime sleuth. He wouldn't be on the crime side of TikTok.
Yeah.
Weirdly, he knew certain individuals for a minute for some reason.
Yeah.
And but yet none of us could understand. It's because Tony has always been around. His wife is a crime buff, big time crime buff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Tony, and Tony he has a charm about him. He's a fucking narcissist. Yeah. They all do. So when you take somebody like Tony, it has a charisma about him. He can easily navigate. My grandma would say, if he's the type of person that cows would come up to. Why? Because he's a good bullshitter. So
that's why he sells cranes.
Yeah, exactly. He's a salesman. So his job is to sell you him. Why he's the person for getting this information out about your kid.
Well, Tony, you suck at it. We all see it. I mean, like he said he was going to go national, but they haven't really been national. Like they did Vinnie Politan, but that's really it.
Because nobody wants to touch it. No one wants
to touch this case anymore. Not because of all this circus mess.
Can I ask you something? If you were on a national, let's just say me and you are national broadcasters, okay? And I say, hey, I come to you, you're the person. I say, hey, will you get my son's name out there? He's missing. This is what's happened. This is his story. Okay. Well, what have the cops or anybody said about it? What is it? What's going on with it? The problem is the probable cause that's not there.
Yeah.
So what are you going to sell, a false narrative? Because that's the problem. These networks are not going to take the whim and accuse Chris and Katie.
Nope.
Because they can get fucking one sued. Yeah. Two, there's not enough there to say other than he was abducted. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Caleb Harris's case was way different, night and day compared to what happened.
Yeah.
So it's a different set of circumstances. That's it.
I wonder how Randy got Tony away from him.
What do you mean?
Like, I wonder how he got Tony to I feel like Tony wasn't there towards the end with Randy. I wonder how Randy
got that whole relationship there to the people was a lie also. Ask Randy. Randy will tell you. Randy's a good guy. Randy's
a great guy. I feel bad for him and Becky. I mean, I really do. And their daughter.
Yep.
I know she lost her brother and they were very close. So
Well, it was painted out that, Tony had no problem telling all of us that was the, part of the Sebastian team. Randy's, he's ashamed of his son. He's this and he's that. And come to find out, no, it's not that at all. It's the simple fact of like, hey, man, you're putting out information that you should never put out without Randy having the approval on it. Instead, you slip it under a table, act like it went out there to the public. Oh, well, because Randy's big rule was if it's not out there in the general public and nobody's mentioning it, then we don't mention it. If somebody brings it up, then Tony, you can address it. So what I think was happening was this, and it's not just me that thinks this, is people very close to this, is that, well, he had access to the chief. He would call him. He'd know if something was coming out, this would slide out. He would slip it to whoever he knows on the side. And let's say like he's on Caleb's profile, he goes on a live or something, or he's talking about it. Hey man, what about this? And then all of a sudden there's the cue to talk about it. So now he can bring it up, but it's something he brought to the table in the first and forefront.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got you. So it was something he was putting out just so he could talk about it.
Yeah. And it should have never been out. Just like the whole Reddit thing, the Reddit thing did not happen like you think it did. It's not what you think it was. Now, I will say this, that, I mean, Randy's open about that. Like, Caleb's his son.
Yeah.
That's his son.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that Randy would love him any less. Neither, whatever he was.
No, in his words, Randy, like as Randy said, like Randy will tell you that, is it disappointing that you thought your son, you knew everything about him, and then to learn that he had this other life? Yeah, that disappoints me. You could have told me.
Yeah,
that's the standpoint. You're my son. We could have talked about this.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you should hide it? And now, from the understanding, they are a very Christian family. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Caleb. We got to think about Caleb here. Maybe Caleb knew that about his family. It was a very Christian family, and he didn't want to be a burden on them for whatever reason. And knowing in his head that's what he thought, but he might have never been a burden.
Yeah. So I mean, he was young too, so maybe he was still just deciding. Yeah. Maybe he was just, I mean, he was young, so I mean, he was pretty.
He's
20 something, but I think he probably knew, but.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is we're living in 2024. It's not like it was when me and you were in high school. It's not even like it was just 6-7 years ago. These people are starting to come around to the fact that, hey man, people can be their own self and who they want to be, and whoever they love has nothing to do with me. I mean, who am I to judge somebody for who they love? Yeah. I mean, why does that affect me? It doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
have you seen Tony over on TikTok lately?
No, I don't know, man. I don't pay. He said that last thing I talked to him, man, was I'm not going to give these TikTok people any more time and day, but yet he's always in the comments. So,
I just want to know what he thinks. I just want to hear what he thinks about this whole Betty situation, her getting arrested, and then,
I mean, he's verbal about it.
6 more or violations, or was it 6 or 4? 4. It was 6 violations of the protection order.
It is, ain't it? Yeah, it's 4 or 6. Yeah, you're right.
It's 6. Yeah, I think I have it up here. Yeah, it's 6.
I think the biggest thing about it, man, is that if I'm not mistaken, he had made the comment about, it's bullshit, but I don't think he's actually came out and addressed it in any type of way. And he may have. I don't know. I don't pay attention to them like that. I just do my own shit. Because, I got yelled at for helping the mob crew the other day. Not by his side, by somebody else, man, saying, dude, you realize, man, he's trying to convict Chris and Katie, and he's got this whole story and narrative coming up. And I'm like, no, I don't think he is, but I don't know. I said, all I know is I could go out. I got the pictures. I was just helping because this is the only thing that I know of that seems legit. It may be pointing in a direction, man, of, okay, it's not a trash truck. We know it's not that now. So what happened this night? Who are these individuals and what happened? I don't think it's Chris and Katie. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think it is either. I don't know what it is. the camera is the only thing that gets me. Like I'm rolling, I'm listening, I'm like watching I'm like watching it, and I'm going, and I'm like, okay, I get that. But when he puts the camera, the camera that's on the side of the house, and he tilts it like this, and he says the camera view is going like at a tilt. That is where it was like, it lost me, because who's going to have the camera tilting at their house?
No. So what he's meaning. So, okay, let's say.
Maybe you can help me understand. Okay.
Yeah, I've got you. All right. So this is the garage, the wall of the house. Okay. Instead of the camera being like this, it's tilted this way.
Oh, got you. Okay, that makes more sense.
So
okay.
Yeah. So it's not straight off.
Yeah. I was thinking like tilted.
Yeah. So if you look at the house on Kellen, right, or Stafford, right at that corner, that car. So this is the garage. We're going to pronounce the garage. That car was sitting like this. So garage right here, the road's right here, the car's sitting right here. So that camera, now watch, see the angle I'm sitting? So that camera was sitting like this.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, and what kind of car is he? He said it was a sedan, right?
Yeah, it's a sedan. It looks to be a sedan. I don't want to say that now.
Because I remember,
and he's been a nice guy to me.
Yeah, so. I heard Betty go, that's not a sedan, because she's like wanting it to be the Bauer Sox vehicle, and
her dead set. It's not Chris and Katie, man.
I don't know. I'm like, just leave them on. Like, people will twist the story till it fits, and it's like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You shouldn't have to twist anything for it to fit. Like, it should just fit if it's right, and it's I feel like some people do that, but I watched that video, and then he did a live today, but I didn't get to watch that. And then I did watch the one with the jammer thing. Now, the person that lived on Kellen, I know that Bobby lived on Kellen, or whatever it was called. Is that what's called, Kellen?
Yeah, if you going up Kellen, so like as soon as you turn on to Kellen, you go straight up. She's up there. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood's super nice too, man. They're just tired. I mean, a lot of people. Hell, we were sitting outside. And it was me and the neighbor that's sitting right there at Kellen and Stafford. And I was talking to him and his son. And, dude, there was like 9 people that drove by just to go by the house. And they'd flip a U-E right there at the cul-de-sac and turn back around. It was like, damn.
Wow. They're probably sick of their neighborhood being infiltrated with people. If it's still going on like that 6 months later.
Yeah. I don't know, man. My question is trying to figure out. And again, I mean, I don't think it's Chris and Katie. Let me say that. I don't think, but shit, man, hell, it could be one of those things that it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I just know this, that it's like, as far as being accusatory on both sides, like I don't think it's Seth. I don't think it's Chris. I don't think it's Katie. So, until I have factual evidence to say otherwise, I was very opinionated at the very beginning of this. So, I was super hardcore about it. But I learned that, trying to deal with opinions, some opinions are best left opinions to myself. So,
yeah. So. True Crime and Other Stuff said, are you related to Terry Lynn? I think she's talking to you.
Yeah, everybody's asked that.
Really?
Yeah, dude, somebody has said.
Am I the last to know everything? Because I've been saying that all day. I feel like
Jay for Justice. That came from Jay. Jay for Justice said we were related. I'm like, I don't even know. No, we're not, dumb nut.
That's funny. What'd she say? How are you guys related? Is she saying?
I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. My family's we're from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, no relation, man. Maybe I talked
to Terry in a sense of like, I think Terry's good people. I think she's a little bit different. She's different, but Terry's good. She's always been the sweetest person to me. I went and I flew a drone for her on a piece of land she's trying to sell, and really I talked to Terry about Sherry. Believe it or not about Sebastian's case, but Sherry Agee, her daughter Lauren, who lost her life in Hendersonville. Terry's connected pretty good around here, though. She is very connected.
Yeah. Is she from the area? Or no, she's outside the area, right? Like, isn't it like next town over she lives though?
Gallatin, yep.
Okay.
Yep. She knows everybody, dude. It's wild. She's actually Bobby. The woman, Bobby, the neighbor.
The
that you
neighbor,
just
yeah.
mentioned? So her, Bobby, and all of them grew up in Beach, from what I
Oh
understand.
yeah,
They're
I think
part of
she
that
did say
community.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Who's
Wow.
Doodlebug?
Doodlebug,
Somebody's.
are you being mean?
Yeah, I see somebody being mean. Apparently.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, I noticed it in the comments. It's the first time I've actually seen
Oh,
something in your comments.
I
So
know. I don't think it was. I don't know. I think it was. I don't know what's going on. Y'all be nice.
you got mods?
No, I'm the mod. I think it was. I don't think it was Doodlebug. I think it was someone else.
No, I don't know. I just seen
Yeah.
something about Doodlebug said something about me or
Doodlebug
something.
is Doodlebug's
Thor, I
usually
think some
pretty
started like I don't know Thor or somebody. It was funny because I watched Thor. Thor cracked me up. I'm watching the comments. I'm like,
oh,
I was laughing about it because I'm like, damn, what are they? Because usually they're super nice. It's like
yeah.
somebody's mad tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. He were just being weird. Hey, Suze. Okay, let me go over here really quick. Sorry, I just wanted to go over to my studio, make sure.
Reflectionist keeps asking why I'm connected to all these people. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Because I talk to everybody, I guess. That's a problem. You can't be friends with everybody. God
You
forbid
can't.
that.
Nope. I think I actually timed someone out on accident. I'm gonna go over and check. I'll wait until the end. But let me see. So what kind of lights do you think that those are in that video? Do you think they're flashlights? Do you think
Man.
they're I saw someone they were doing I don't know who it was. It was somebody they were doing like a poll. Who was doing that poll today, guys? Someone will know in here. And they were asking about that.
DM said, "Give me a wrench."
Oh, damn. I'm about to. Are you? Is the chat okay now? I think I think it was the deflectionist. That's the person that was bothering like the chat. I think that's like
Yeah.
who started. You know, like some people like it'll be one person and they're like negative, and then it like bounces off people like a freaking ping pong ball.
I try to
That's
tell
what
you, man. It's
that's what
something
happens
about
in
me.
chats.
People, it's me. I don't. That's why I told you. I was like, you don't want to. I like. If,
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't
it's
want to put me in here.
Doodlebug said I wasn't yelling.
I don't know, man. I just, at the end of the day, man, I think Nash Native freaking stop it for everything. I love Nash Native. She's funny.
Before you exited that like button. Oh, thanks, Doodlebug. I figured you was. I figured you were. I was like Doodlebug. That's why my face was looking so weird. I was like that. I think it was the deflectionist because they said something earlier, and I like just deleted the comment, and then because like that was stupid just to delete a comment, just ban them. I didn't think about it instead of just like because I don't know who that person was, and then
I don't know. The deflectionist is somebody that's on the other side, is what I would say. Because they're talking about, oh, I'm connected. And it's probably somebody connected to Jay for Justice because she has minions just like Betty does and everybody else. So,
yeah. Betty's. I can't believe people actually believe Betty. I can't believe people actually believe the things that are coming out of her mouth. But they do.
Kelly Gottlieb, the felon. Hey, Kelly, check this out. I called my director, and they know. Do you know my director knew about this back about the middle of April? You think I
mean, that's not even make sense. Like
she's.
I mean, if you're involved in a missing child's case, yeah, I'm involved in it. I'm helping look for a missing child.
Oh no, I have impeded. I have called stuff again, dude. These people are dumb. Like they're dumb. Like I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. The funny thing is Verizon. I don't think they understand.
Yeah,
the whole aspect of what it is I do. Like I don't think they get it. I go out and search. I don't talk to Seth. I don't talk to nobody else. The only people I talk to, I could tell you, but at the end of the day, I've stopped talking to everybody. I just do what I do, man.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better just to do that. I usually just stay over here in my own little corner, but so yeah, I mean, because to me, like, I would just think if your boss came up to you and was like, "So you're involved with this missing person? Why?" And you'd be like, "Because I'm helping look for him." And then I figure your boss would just walk away and be like, "Good job, man." Like,
I'll tell you off screen. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's actually really funny how it happened.
yeah. I didn't even know where you worked. I mean, you said it's out there. I was like, I don't even know. Like, that's how much I pay attention.
The funny thing, I own my own business. I'm a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
And so our stipulations, so it'd be different if I was out. I can't. So the way Verizon sees it, as long as I'm not sitting there with their shit on, like any logos on, and I can't be out there. If I was out there looking or doing something like that,
gotcha.
which hence, I mean, I don't go on live when I search. I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never something I've done anyway. So I'm not tripping over it. I mean, I mean, you're talking about 8 years that I've been connected with the people I am in VZW. So
yeah. I don't know what's going on. Let's read. What's everybody in the
Betty Hunter? She's such a joke too. But
Betty Hunter. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, why don't these people? You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Here's what the funny thing is. Each one of these people is like they're like a fucking virus, man.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get off their fat asses and do anything. They don't know how to be productive people and go out into the public and actually do stuff. Instead, they're little keyboard warriors. Yeah. I've done more shit than I care less about these people.
A lot of people, it's just, well, and I will say, I'm not saying like this, anybody in particular, but there are a lot of people, you'll see them throughout the whole day, every day, throughout the night, and it's like, and they're causing like little fires here and there. Like they'll go in one chat and say one thing, and then you'll see them in the other chat, like saying the complete opposite. And it's, I mean, we see you sometimes.
I don't know who Betty Hunter is.
I banned one person, and that was the Deflectionist, and that's because their comments were just ridiculous. Like they weren't even going with the conversation anyway. And I deleted a comment, and then they came back and made the same comment. They were deflecting.
That's funny.
YouTube bad actors. I love that. I think half of true crime YouTubers are mentally ill. I do too. I genuinely do. Do. I think that a lot of people that are on this platform have there's some stuff that needs to be, I don't know. I think that you need to have a little more respect whenever you're dealing with true crime and missing persons cases, and don't just stick on one particular person or idea just because you're stubborn and you don't want to change it, because if you change your mind, you might look weak or something. You know what I mean? People that, that's why they're still stuck on Chris and Katie, because they were stuck on them since day one. If people didn't put it out, if there wasn't creators putting out the narrative that Chris and Katie were lying, these people would have saw that interview on TV. They would have moved on from it.
Yeah.
And it would have been nothing. But people on YouTube, TikTok, they took that interview and they just picked it apart. For some reason, I don't know why it was those interviews, but they really did. They those first.
I don't know. So a lot of these creators, man. So what's crazy is even if you go back with like Betty, all the other, they did really good jobs with as far as getting the info out there, and how they talk about it, man. That's the one thing. Like I say that all the time. It's like I'm not one of those people to discredit any person and how they were able to get information out. Because you got to think, even with Betty has a large platform. Yeah. So if she can say all she's got to do is say the person's name, and then it just goes down the line. Yeah. So it's just like even with Jay says something. She's got 100,000 followers. So as long as these people are pushing the name, it stays out there in the forefront where it needs to be. And see, and that's the one thing I could say is you can't take and discredit any creator, no matter how bad but our personal vendettas against each other you still have a Sebastian missing. So the fact that if you can mention that name, and it just goes, to me, that maybe we'll take it national. I don't know. I still think that a lot of it, the reason why it ain't national has to be to the simple fact of the evidence. It's just, there's just so little to go on to be on a national screen. But
Mm-hmm.
that's where I stand on
It seemed
that.
like everyone stopped talking about him. I mean, like nationally, like, Court TV, News Nation hasn't talked about him. Not that I've seen anyway.
Here's the positive side though. Like I said, I mean,
But YouTube, TikTok keeps it out.
yeah,
Keeps them
yeah. I was
out
going to
there.
say YouTube. Well, you've got Betty, you've got Jay, you've got. There's two other bigger names, and I can't think. You got Clue's another person.
My brain's frying. Couldn't even name one person.
Brooke is another one. BJ.
BJ's one. She's that same.
Yeah,
group.
BJ is like. Well, so when you take all y'all's numbers, man, and you put them together, I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
Every time you've talked about it, because see, y'all are actual like true crime. Y'all, that's what y'all's all focus is. Like, I'm not an investigator. I'm not a true crime person. All I do is just go out and try to look at stuff. I mean, you got, was it Silver on the Screen as another person that goes out? He's done it. Terry is, I don't think Terry's, I don't know. Terry's searching, I guess.
I guess Terry came from like a different community. She came from like the reality TV, like reality TV kind of stuff, like 90 Day community, like the 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day, all those old shows. She talked about those shows before she did true crime. So I don't know if she's going to move into true crime. But I think Sebastian's the first thing. Like case.
That would be like, I mean, that would be like me trying to move in true crime. That's like the worst thing to happen. I don't know, because the amount, it's like Baldy. Baldy probably says it best. Baldy's a good friend of mine. Like, the skill it takes to be able to take all this work. I mean, there's a lot that y'all are reading, information, pushing out, trying to make sure that people are hearing what they're supposed to be hearing. You know what I mean? It's not like between having my job and trying to do the stuff I'm doing, there's no way in hell. So like things that I talk about, stuff that I'm passionate about, stuff that I've been through, I mean, I've came a long ways in 10 years. So that's the one things that I'll always talk about. And I talk about missing kids because I think that's very important to always talk about. Yeah. But as far as talking about it on like a crime, no, man, I couldn't even begin to tell you where to start. Like, because man, at the very beginning of all of it, like I was super opinionated. I was like, yeah, no, I'm hardcore. This is it. Like, now I'm like, and then when you get involved and you like look at it, it's like, dude, the mental that it can play on you is something wrong. It's a very tough game. So
wait till he's found and we're not looking for him anymore. It's going to feel like you hit a brick wall because you're not going to be like looking for something or researching something, or that's how I am every day. I'm like researching something about Sebastian, or I'm looking, or I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like I'm on alert in a way.
Yeah. And I'm thankful, like in a sense of like, I guess because I don't work in that capacity. Like it's weird because when I first got involved, obviously my son, him having autism is the only reason why like I gravitated to this. Like I did, he's from my area, and I'm like, what happened? Like this is not making sense. Which of course, if you go back, I mean, even if let's just take everything out for black and white, and let's just say, let's go off of what we know. Then you go back to the Chris and Katie thing. I don't think there's anybody that don't go back to the Chris and Katie thing. It's like, oh man, I think they did it, But then when you go back to look at facts, it's like, or evidence or whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's like, oh, but there's nothing. I don't know. Like, so it kind of leaves you in a very torn spot, as a person, and it frustrates you. I could say that it frustrates me, and I'm not even I'm not, this ain't what I do. Like, so like, I'm all about the corruption, and it's something I've been really passionate about lately that I really enjoy is the corruption behind like your law enforcement. And I'm not saying in general, because I think now these days it's almost crazy. It's like 2 out of 5 cops will be bad. But when you look at
That's
the legal
crazy.
system,
That's crazy numbers.
dude, the family courts, the stuff like that, it's unreal. It's
Wow.
unraveling. And the family courts is where it's really bad. You wouldn't think it's as corrupt
Yeah.
as it is in the family courts. And
Oh,
then,
I bet it is though. You're
and
dealing with
so,
kids too.
yeah, well, and that's, I do the instruments for kids giveaway every month.
Mhm.
Something I'm super proud of. So, I'll,
Yeah.
and that's something I'll continue to do with or without social media. So,
Yeah, I think that's really amazing that you do that for kids.
thank you.
I
Yeah.
bet you they probably enjoy. Who doesn't want to get a new instrument and
Yeah.
then like learn how to play and just give yourself
I
an outlet
just,
to do something different than, what's out there right now. There's nothing to do out there for kids in little, especially smaller towns.
dude, what's amazing though is that I feel so sorry for parents,
Yeah.
single or not. You could be a dual house income, okay? But
Mhm.
a trumpet
Uh-huh.
or a trombone costs $2,200 going through a rental program through the school
Yeah, it's
versus
crazy.
I just don't understand. Like you go out and buy the instrument, like a guitar, like a decent guitar is $400,
Yeah.
$300, and I'm sure people can find them cheaper than that. And then there's some that's super expensive, right? But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, man, a literal classical musical instrument or something for band is so outrageous.
Yeah.
I did 3 giveaways this past month. One was an actual giveaway. 2 of them was, just their stories I had heard when I was going through the giveaway.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was of an 11-year-old child that was getting bullied a lot. And Nicole was the mom, and Nicole was super awesome, by the way. And I was talking to Nicole and talking about her daughter. Daughter's very resilient. She doesn't let the bullying get to her. She stays with her little friend group, and that's all that matters to
Oh,
her, which I think is very awesome. I hate that she's
yeah.
going through it, but at the same time, it's just unique in a way it's kind of unique to watch an 11-year-old actually make a very, what I'd say, conscious decision. It shows where her maturity is, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
to hear the story, talk to them, and everything else, it was really cool to be able to help them with a trombone. And it was more difficult than anything I've ever
Yeah.
looked for. And
She's like, "I
you're
wanna do a
talking,
trombone."
dude,
Thanks for
dude,
that,
yeah,
really. I played the trumpet though, when I was like in middle school, or not middle school. If like 4th through 6th grade, you could pick an instrument to do. But the
yeah,
instrument I picked, we had to buy it. Like you had to buy it or rent it. It was probably ridiculously expensive. It was probably so
right.
expensive. It's 80
Well,
a
and
month to rent his trumpet. All that Avery said. 80 a month to rent his trumpet. Then his karate's 215, and his schooling's 800 a month. Woo, Avery, your kid better start working.
wow.
That's crazy. And I remember my brother and my sister-in-law just saying how much it cost for their 2 kids when they were little to go to daycare for, like, a week, and I'm like, "What?" Like, I
Yeah,
just remember it was outrageous. I'm like, "For someone to watch your kid just so you could work? Like, just so they don't, like, get into something?" Like,
yeah.
like, really,
Well, I mean,
and
was it daycare is what, dude, I couldn't imagine being a single mom for daycare now.
yeah,
I have a friend that told me it's like $1,300 a month now, and that's for
yeah,
like a decent one, I guess. But
yeah,
like Primrose, Goddard, those type are
mhm.
like 2,200 a month, and I'm like,
Wow.
good God! And I don't know if that's factual numbers,
No
but
wonder it's why people aren't having kids. They're saying, like, women now are, like, not wanting to have kids. Well, they can't afford it.
yeah.
So who can
See,
really afford a kid?
I like that. Her name is G of Twins. She said my grand twins both needed instruments, and the cost was insane. I can only imagine, man. Like
Mm,
it's wild to me how much these instruments cost. Truthfully, like that, I think that's one of the things I wanted to do was be able to provide those for.
yeah,
But like you learn a whole new thing. Like Guitar Center, I'm very lucky with. Like Guitar
yeah,
Center, I'm partnered up with. But I'm
that's
not
awesome.
partnered up with a damn musical instrument like that. Like
Yeah,
that's a very difficult. And not to mention, did you know, like you have to be careful. Like you got to, if you buy a used one, you got to make sure that the butts are clean completely. That like the
yeah,
instruments are clean thoroughly because they're putting
yeah,
their mouth on these and stuff. And I'm
yeah,
just
and,
like,
like, their saliva goes in them. Yeah,
yeah, it's just like I said, I've learned a whole new ordeal when it comes to instruments on that class, man. Nicole was super awesome, and she actually taught me a lot. So I
yeah.
was very thankful for that.
Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I do, but I just can't think of them right now. I'm trying to think of some questions to ask you. Check pawn shops. Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you check pawn shops ever
No, I
for
don't.
instruments? I mean, they used to have them back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, back when I was younger, I mean, I don't know if they still would buy them, but you think they might have some old ones in there. Like, you know, when you go to a pawn shop, there's always like some old stuff in there. Maybe you might want to try that. Like, if you're looking for instruments too, like for giveaways, I'd be.
Nash Native said her mother-in-law's diagnosed with breast cancer. That's sad, man. I hope she beats it.
Oh, what happened?
Nash Native, her mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer, man.
Oh, no.
Damn. Is she okay? Like,
I'm gonna let my daughter.
Nash, I've noticed Nash Native a lot in your stuff. Like, she's good.
Yeah, she is. She's good. She's great people. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I just seen it, man. That makes me sad, dude.
My dog is barking at my other dog. Will you move for her? You're gonna get kicked out. I'm gonna let this dog out. Guess what's gonna happen? She's not gonna go out. I'm gonna open the door. She's gonna look at me like I don't want to leave. You're gonna go out? Okay. You just bark.
Do or Diddy. What's do or Diddy? What's binding contact with Tony? Contract? A binding contract? Is that what you mean, bud?
She's still in here.
Little mama, I'm just on TikTok, buddy. You might have seen me over there.
Okay. Was the chat good for the 5
contract? No.
Was there a contract?
So you know what's funny though is people have said this.
Yeah.
And so I did not have one, but I can't speak for everybody because I'm not. This is not the first time I've actually heard this.
Yeah.
I did not have a contract. I do know that it said that he has a contract with the parents.
Yeah.
Or like the person he's representing. I don't. Yeah. I did not have one, but I've heard that a lot. A lot.
I wonder what it would say. Like, you can't talk about me.
What's the opinion on the lights? Yeah, it's like an NDA or something. What's your opinion on lights returning to the house? You know, that is something I question, man.
Yeah, what is up with the lights? What do you think about the whole light situation?
That's the only part that gets me about the Chris and Katie thing, man. It's like, so I go back, right? I'm like, I don't know, why would they go back to the house? Like that's the part again. Like, dude, it's one of those mental things for me that's like I can't make it make sense. I cannot make this make sense. It's like black and white paperwork that's not there, right? Let's just be honest. But they're saying there's no evidence to suggest that Seth, Katie, or Chris done anything.
Mm-hmm.
But in that video, the lights do look as if they're going back, like they cut across, and then you'll see a light that comes back, and it's like, why? If that's not them, why does it go back? So again, it's a good question.
I wonder what the lights. I wonder what the source of them are. I'm just curious if they're like flashlights, headlamp lights, or what kind of flashlight it would be. Like, well, I wonder how bright it would have to be to produce that kind of light. Would it be? I mean, I wonder if one of my studio lights could do that, like in the dark. Do you know what I mean? Or if I would need something smaller.
Did the mob crew? I don't know this or not. I didn't watch his live. I was there. I went in it this evening. Did anybody reenact it? Supposedly there was people going to reenact the lights. I don't know.
I don't know. Did he say if anyone reenact them?
There's any
it looks like a cell phone light to me.
It does look like it does. It looks identical. That's what it looks like to me. A little cell phone light. Because I've got one of my phones right here, and I mean,
mine's pretty bright too. Yeah,
it looks just like this.
It does.
You can see it dropping through there, and I'm like,
If it was, if it was a light, I would think it would be like a phone light. A lot of people have. I mean, they do have flashlights in their home, but a lot of people, I feel like they just have their phone. Yeah. It's just easy. But if Sebastian was I mean, so it's only one light goes forward and then it meets with another light. So Sebastian wouldn't have had a light. It would just be the one. And let's say Katie, let's just I can't believe I'm saying that. I've never, for giggle's sake, let's say if I'm the light source one, so it'd be Katie, Sebastian, but Sebastian don't have a light. Just one person. That's what they're trying to say. Like one person would have a light. Let's just say it's Katie. I'm not saying that that's who they're saying, but that person came up. I'm trying to reenact the video by like memory, and then the lights meet up, right? I can always look up the video. I guess I could do that. And then the lights like meet up. Let me see. I can go on Mock Crew.
Are you the guy that did the speech at the vigil where Seth and Tony were pissed off?
No. I know what you're talking about, though. I was there.
I was there for that. Did you hear about that?
No,
So there was a dude there who gave a speech, and not
the one that was where Pascal was, right? The one where Pascal and all them were at.
Yeah.
So someone gave a speech.
Yeah.
Who was it about?
It was not good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Was it somebody like were they on some substances when they gave the
I
speech?
don't know, man. I think I don't know.
I want to know the speech now.
Yeah, no, I never had a contract, guys. I don't not with Tony or nothing. I don't.
You can sign one with me. I'll send you one. You can just sign one. I mean, then you can say you have one. You'd be like, yeah, but it's with Tanya.
Yeah,
contract.
Specifically, they mentioned Sebastian having a flashlight specifically. They did, Queen. I do remember that too. Wasn't it some like little keychain flashlight or something?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So I don't think that would create that much light. Maybe, but the one I'm thinking of is like old school. I'm thinking the one that you used to get like at the bank when you're like in the 90s and you like squeeze it and the light comes on. That's the kind of light when I think of key light, like a flashlight, like keychain. That's what I think of, like those little lights.
Yeah, little blue button type deal.
Yeah, like a little button. Yeah. So
Marley, yes. I'm the one that flew the drone. So all the aerial shots and all that's from me. I did that.
I saw some of them. They were good. I was like half watching. I was getting ready for the live. So I was like looking over as I'm listening in. And I was like, oh, they were good shots.
Thank you. Mama 3 boys. What drone do I have? A DJI Mav 3 Pro. And then I have the Enterprise, which is thermal.
You're right. I think that Seth said that keychain didn't work. The light didn't work.
Dang.
No,
hey, did you see what she said about? So not to back this up, I didn't get to catch it because it was going so fast.
Yeah.
Is her mom-in-law going to be good, or like I didn't catch it, man? I seen people saying that their mom and stuff. I just sorry, I'm just generally concerned.
Yeah, no. So, I'm trying to go back up. I'm trying to see. So she doesn't have to write it out again. She's talking about the lights. Maybe she forgot about us. I probably just didn't get a wait, hold on, there it was. She said her granny had it and survived another 24 years. Oh, wow. Is that what it is? Wait, hubby's mom has stage 2. What? And they say when surgery is complete and with chemo, she's 98% chance and won't have any future issues. So hubby's mom has a stage 2 and it says once surgery is complete and with chemo, she has a 98% chance. She won't have any future issues. Or is that just his mom? I'm trying to go back up, see if there's any more. Type it again, girl. Sorry, National Native, I can't find the comment. I think I've went through most of her comments. I'll go back down to the bottom.
Yeah, there's no video of Seth at work.
There's no video? I don't understand why you'd be in the parking garage an hour before your job starts. I mean, I guess you would just be there just hanging out.
I don't know. Some people are, man. I mean,
I guess that would make sense.
Like an early bird.
Yeah, I used to be. That's why I was like, never mind. I used to be an hour and a half early for work every day when I worked at a boutique. If I wasn't like an hour and a half early, I thought I was late. I'm running late.
Yeah,
I got to open the store through 2 hours. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I could see. And plus, if you have to be in there, you have to be behind the gates at a certain time. I don't know if they have gates. He's the jailer. He's not at the prison. Never mind. I was thinking prison. He probably doesn't have to go behind a gate.
Yeah.
I mean, he does, but not his car. And like, I mean, anyway, my little town, they didn't have to. They just had like a parking lot, and then you would just walk in, and so, into the jail. They'd have parking lots.
Nash made a good point. Like with rush hour, you got to be there early.
Yeah,
so I'd be there early for sure.
That's
especially
true.
with rush hour.
I can't even imagine that. Actually, I can, because we go on the 405 every year in California. It's like 5 lanes of dead stop traffic.
Mary Beth said, "What if the thud caused Sebastian's death and Katie?" That's a good point. I mean, that's a very fucking valid point.
I just don't think she'd have a flashlight in her hand though if she was carrying him. Wouldn't that be hard?
People say so. There was a video that came out, something about. I guess it's at the back end. It looks like I don't know. It's pixelated. I can't tell, man. It's hard to know, but it looks like somebody's on somebody's shoulder. I don't know if anybody else seen that. I just seen it in a video in passing.
Yeah. Wow. No, I didn't see that. I never watch really overlay videos because I can never tell what they're overlaying. Like I understand the concept. I have trauma from my first case on the platform. It was Kylie Rodney's case and her vehicle going into the water. People did overlays of that for months and they lived off of it. Like, I mean, it was like it was just too much. It was like they were lightning, brightening, like they were doing too much to where they were like obscuring the vehicle or like, you know what I mean? Like making it different. And it was like, you're really messing with the image. Like it was like, we're seeing stuff we shouldn't be seeing. Like, it's not true. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. So after Kylie Rodney, I was like, I'll never look at another overlay. And that's like Linda Lane footage when it came out in the Idaho 4. That Linda Lane footage came out like 7 hours or 8 hours of it. I watched 1 hour between the hours of 3 and 4 because that was when the crime was committed, and then I stopped watching after that. Like, well, about 4:30. It was like 3:30 to 4:30. I watched it, I think. Because I can never see what other people see. Maybe I should have a banner scrolling that says Steven doesn't have a contract. Tony.
I know.
Steven doesn't have a contract with Tony. He never had a contract with Tony. He never worked with Tony.
That's what I don't understand. Like I wish I'd have never fucking talked to this dude, man.
Yeah.
Just because ever since then I've said this from the very beginning. I don't work. I've got text message in my phone. I will send you screenshots from the very beginning where me and him are arguing, Titanium, where I say, I'm not a Seth and Tony person. I'm not doing this shit. I'm going to send them to you because I want you to see them because apparently everybody thinks I have a fucking contract. I do not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that would get old after a while. No contract. I had a mod. She said I just made her sign a contract and it was just like a nice note.
That's funny.
I read it back because I was like, shit, was I mean? But no, it was just like my expectations for being a mod. And I did ask her to sign. I think I asked her to initial it, but that was the manager in me, and I was trying to secure the channel. I was trying to keep the channel safe when I did that. But now, so every time I hear contract, I think of myself and I think of her telling everybody on YouTube, I made her sign a contract.
Mama 3, I will.
It feels like it's like coming full circle. Yeah. I would just put them up on the channel and be like, here they are. Like, what do you think about the messages that are coming out now with everyone?
He's the same fucking piece of shit that sent me the video of Caleb Harris in a fucking whale. So, I mean, but the problem is you put out the chats. I mean, my phone's sitting right here, man. Right here. Yeah. So, hold on just a second.
So he did send you that picture?
Oh, yeah. 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 So, hold on. So this right here, hold on, I'll turn it down. Tony Mathis.
It's not playing. It's just a video. Is it a video? Is it something scary? It's not Caleb, is it?
Yeah, it's Caleb. But
okay, don't show me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. Yeah.
But again,
So he sent that to you and just what, like, here you go. Here, let me ruin your life because that's something that you never want to see because you never can unsee. And how did he
me and
get
him.
it?
He was talking about it, and he said, "Man, you know that somebody had put that out on, I guess on the Facebook thing." And I said, "Yeah, I was looking for the person that put it out, talking about the person who did it next." And he's like, "Well, I got the video. I'll send you the video." But I never knew who the person was. Then found out the person that did it was apparently some dude that worked there or something like that. When they found him, the dude was videoing it. So,
and they put it out. Wow. So, wow. So did that, so he got it off the Facebook page. Tony did. Because the guy put it on from the Facebook page.
yeah.
Wow. Why would you do that? Like, why would somebody like wanted to, they know that family is in charge of that. Like, that's just really, you can't come back from that. That's like something that's like one of those things like, who raised you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really, like to videotape one thing. I couldn't even imagine. Why are you so like comfortable videotaping, seeing something like that? Just after, I would be traumatized. I wouldn't be getting my phone out other than to call 911. I don't even know if I would call 911. I might just run away screaming. I'd be so traumatized from seeing that. And then Tony just sends it like, here, I got it. Damn, Tony.
He said, I woke up, this is May 27. I woke up to a text from a lady today. Nobody on our team is talking about you at all. Hasn't been since you made your position clear. I'm always here if you need to chat. TikTok isn't the way to do it. He's talking about making my position clear where I stand, where him and Seth. Again, this shit.
Yeah.
The best thing
they wanted you to be part of it. Yeah, they wanted you to be part of it, but wow.
Because, dude, I sit there in this long ass text that I send him right here. This is me snapping. I said, I just seen this. I said, here's the deal. I'm being fucking dragged, and I mean dragged. This is May 22nd, dragged and dragged through the dirt because it's not a team Tony, team Seth thing, which is fucking wild to me. I have said this thousands of times. I have told everyone, I am Team Sebastian. I'm just a fucking drone guy, nothing else. No spokesperson, no team Tony, no team Seth. Now I talk with y'all, etc., because hell, I hadn't talked to you in 48 hours. People seem to think we talk every day. They seem to think that I talk to Seth every day when I absolutely do not. Hell, I don't even have Seth's number. I refused it. And Seth will fucking tell you that at Red Robin. Didn't want to get anything wrong or upset by having the number. And it made no sense for me to even have his number at this point. And then it said to me, man, that needs to protect himself, not give his number out so fucking easily, for one. Second, I have been threatened, etc. I can handle it. It's my family you won't threaten. That's a promise. I'll John Wick somebody's ass quick when it comes to them. But I have been tied into your post, specifically calling it out. Now, let's talk about the fact you apparently knew a ploy to shake the sheriff's department up. I didn't even know about this fucking until the vigil night when talking to you and Seth. When I got to meet him for the first time, I wanted to tell him I'm sorry in person for the misspeaking of the fucking word if. I said, but no, it was talking about shaking stuff up. That dude, I had no clue you was shaking shit up. You told me right then, well, we had to knock some things loose at the sheriff's department. I said, I don't mind being Team Sebastian. I said, with everyone else who wants him home, but this shit has gone too far, man. To saying I'm part of all this plan, I ain't going to do this, man. No matter how much you tell anyone that text didn't come from, it won't matter. It's tied to me. I do appreciate you trying to clear that shit up when you did. I said, but unfortunately, the text still shows that it came from me, and that's how you're leaving it. So I feel no more getting on people's lives, especially with creators who help drama, which in each and every one is taking part in of the groups. Whether you like it or not, it's all fucking drama from everyone, including yourself. Now, The crime YT TikTok peeps, I'll be honest, I get it, man. They do this shit. They investigate, put a lot of work into this stuff, and others do too. It gets misconstrued. I said, I have actually talked about this several times. Sorry, I am not a crime buff or a investigative crime TikTok person. I may misword some things. I said, but as far as me being labeled as a Team Seth, Team you, it's not happening. I'm not, or nor will I ever be Team Tony or Team Seth. This is May fucking 22nd.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. It's a long time ago.
I guess what I need to do is just fucking boom, boom, boom. And so mind you, tomorrow when I just drop all this shit, because I'm fucking sick of hearing this shit.
Yeah. I would be too. It's crazy. This whole case is insane. And it's just going to get crazier, I feel like. I wonder if Betty did any lives tonight. I mean, I'm sure she did. I'm wondering what she did it over. Because, she's trying to incite over there. There's so many different people on different platforms that are just running with like the craziest information. She just did something clear, Seth. Does she not realize? Okay, this is what's funny to me now. Okay, Seth wants to be cleared so that the Cold Case Foundation will come in. I will bet you my firstborn, I wouldn't bet that. That's too much. But I would bet pretty high up there that Chris McDonough, that is in charge of the Cold Case Foundation, wants nothing to do with Seth Rogers. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, he did delete all of his Sebastian Rogers content other than one video. So maybe he's trying to step away from this case. But he keeps saying this like it's a for sure thing going to happen if he's cleared. And it's like, are you talking to Chris McDonough? Are you guys talking to each other? You know what I mean? Because I don't think I don't think that Chris would want,
My thing is if I thought the cold case files in the state of Tennessee, and I could be wrong. Again, I don't do what you do, right?
Yeah.
But from what I understand, I think it has to be like 2 to 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it has to be like over a year or something like that. I think it said. And I don't know if that's just in general. It might be more. But yeah, so I was like, it has. There's like different criteria. There's certain criteria that has to meet. And I didn't even know that being cleared was one of them. I can't find it anywhere, but I guess that's what it is. But which is kind of crazy to me because some of these parents, they don't do this to their children, and and it. And they can't help them. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't get cleared. They just don't. Like as of right now, I mean, I guess not Chris, but Seth was on video at work, but they are not going to clear him because they don't know if he didn't have somebody go do it for him. And he's not involved that way. I think that's why they haven't cleared anybody. They're going through their phones. They're going through whoever they were associated with, like their texts and their messages. And I think
my thing is, I wonder if, and I just wish I knew what was on the devices. Like when they were, like, did they find something? Did they not? Like, that's the part that's got me nuts. Like, it's
I want to know what's on the PlayStation more than anything. That's what I want to know.
Did he have Switch too, or something like that?
Yeah, they said that he couldn't get on there to talk to people on the Switch, but I don't know. I just saw that there was a kid that got lured online from Roblox, playing Roblox.
Mm-hmm. Roblox is dangerous as shit.
Yeah,
my son's not allowed to play it.
Yeah, I wouldn't allow video. I wouldn't allow that if I had children, I wouldn't allow phone games because then they can just run up your credit card too at the same time, like buying stuff on it. I could just see that happening, and then just talking to people. Yeah, it's bad.
It's just wild because you go back to the lights. I mean, dude, it's a battle within myself all the time. Like, I mean, really. And then at that point, it's like, I mean, I can't worry about that. Like, I just want to clear areas. And I go and clear these little areas, and then hopefully, in hopes, that you don't find nothing, right? Because you're like, damn, God forbid. But it just sucks because it's at a point. It's like, if the FBI would just take over, I think it would be. I don't know if it will do any better, but I would assume it would. It would have to. You know what I mean? It would just have to.
Yeah, I mean, they would probably have more people on it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they let the officers use their resources. They let them use their facilities if they want to when they're invited in. Like, you know, when the FBI goes in to help, like Sumner County should be able to use all the FBI's facilities, even though the FBI is not lead. Like, I would think that's how that works. Like, you know, but if they don't know how to work the facility, I don't know if they don't know how to work the stuff at the facility. If it's too like high tech for them, I don't know how that would work. I mean, they say that there's one detective a day on the case, but
well, Ms. Michelle said, like, what was he doing in his room for 4 hours? Like, I mean, as a parent, do you not go check on your child? Like, that's like, again, there's general questions. Like, I don't
know if I don't know if I would. I probably would. I probably would check on my kid before I went to bed. Even if he was 15, I could see my mom doing that, you know, even us being 15. But
Stephen, was that part of the dude's job to record what was blocking the machine and Tony got his hands on it? Or was that guy being what's that mean?
malicious?
No.
Oh.
No, it's I'm trying to. Hey, Southern, can you reword it just a little bit? I'm sorry. It's Stephen, was that part of the dude's job to record what was blocking the machine and Tony got his hands on it?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe reword it a little bit. Wow, Renee, her hometown just solved a case today. It was 24 years old.
That's awesome, man. It's crazy 24 years later, but it's awesome. Shows you how far DNA and stuff came, though, too.
Just imagine doing something way back and they come get you on your DNA like 40 years later. Some of these cases are crazy.
I have to agree with PKC on this. My daughter, she's 22, and he, you know, she checked, like, you check on them. It's just a natural instinct to check on your kid.
I like thinking of my mom. I know my mom would have checked on us. Me, if I was a mom, I probably would check on my child.
Right.
I mean, I can't really say much about that. I really don't know. But I do agree. I do think that they were on the phone call for 3 hours. I do agree with that. I didn't for a while. I thought I didn't say anything, but I was just like 3 hours, a long time. But me and Vincent do it all the time. I mean, we'll be on the phone forever and a day. Like every day we're on the phone for an hour with silence when he's driving home. I'm like, why are we on the phone? Like I'll just be carrying my phone around. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, I'm like, are you there? Like after like a few minutes, because I'll just start like doing something again. Like he'll call and we'll say what we have to say. And then instead of saying bye, we just stay on the phone. And it's weird. And then we'll start talking again. And then I'll set the phone down. And I'm like, so that, I mean, you know, that I, you know, I could see. But I guess, I don't know why she didn't check on him before she went into bed. But maybe she didn't because of the way he slept. Remember, she said they had sleeping problems.
Yeah.
So maybe she didn't want to open the door and wake him up and then have to deal with him being awake. Because if he wakes up, he's probably going to be upset. Like I know if I get woken up out of a sleep, I'm upset. Someone's changing something on my sleep. I get like, I don't just wake up and it's like butterflies, you know, rainbows and butterflies. I wake up grouchy.
Yeah. I'm trying to read. There's something because people are making good points, man. Like, apparently he went to go get his RV. Why would you leave go get your RV the day after your stepson?
Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'm just
No,
getting
you're
one
good.
second. But you go ahead. And
Marley, that's a good one too. I mean, you do make a point. Like, why go get the RV? You know what I'm saying? Why do that? Search his room again. I can't agree more. Stephen, I have a question. What are the locals saying? I'll be honest with you, DM. So a lot of the people do think that Chris and Katie have something to do with it. Absolutely. For the most part, from being around here, you hear a lot of people that talk about it. And you know what's weird is a lot of people don't really mention it anymore. It's sad. The FBI met with Chris when he went to the camper. I didn't know that.
Okay. I have the other dog back now too. So when did he go get the camper? Does anyone know?
Dude, it was like a day after, man. It was wild. He did.
I was thinking he probably went and got it because he probably would have to pay on it, wouldn't he? Have to pay on it like for it sitting there. Maybe he I don't know. Maybe he saw this is something that might not end in a couple of days, or
Yeah. Mary Beth, man. I mean, she says it right here. I think there's something in the game system, and I have to agree with that 100%. That's where I'm thinking, man. Something with this game system, like
yeah.
And again, man,
I
like
do too.
and that's just being me. Like if I was doing something like we use technology a lot, kids play games a lot, so most of his time would be spent in this game.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
That's what be is like if he loves doing that, that's like his his comfort spot is to being in that game. Maybe he did meet people. I think it's safe to, I mean, I don't think that, Seth can probably say with 1,000% certainty he didn't meet anybody because Sebastian could delete the profile. He could add the profile on that he wants to talk to when he's, being sneaky, talk to the profile and then unadd the profile after the game's over with.
Maybe see Pete Bay buys a month. Yeah. Ellie has they not shared to the public. And I'd say that, and Vroom, I'd say that's probably true.
He needed it before, yeah. I was thinking maybe he needed. Yeah, I was thinking maybe he had to pay by the month.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the end of the month, 26th. Maybe he had a game card. Maybe.
Yeah.
But he could have. I mean, yeah, or he could have just been adding the profiles and then deleting the profiles. I mean, that wouldn't show that you were talking to anybody. I don't think. I'm like, kids are smart. I just know that I don't know anything about game systems anymore. I'm like still back with Nintendo, but like, and you can't be talking on no Nintendo. I don't think. Yeah, I saw earlier. That's why I thought you were reading her comment, and I was trying to read it, but 2 or 3 weeks after. I don't know when he went and got the RV or the whatever.
Wait, on Jay's yesterday, she was rolling back footage, and earlier Seth said he had 2 phones. That's weird to me. It is very weird.
Yeah, I heard something about that too. Like he was like Seth was going to give him a phone to use, but he already had a phone through his mom. So he was going to give her Seth was going to give him like one of his old phones, I guess. I think
Southern-ish. That's a good point too, because Seth had made. So first, here's what's weird, and please hear me out here. For somebody that says they don't know how to do social media and everything, he found this YouTube shit rather fastly.
Yeah.
Learned how to do it pretty quick. It's like, nah, man, you know what you're doing.
Rolling into the song not Eye of the Tiger, but what was the song? It was a song kind of like that. I forget. Yeah. It was 007 song. That's what it was. James Bond song, theme song.
Absolutely.
I'm like, what is he listening to?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I wonder how many devices there actually are. I wonder if Katie and Seth both have work phones. I did hear this today. Hold on. I did hear this on Mob Crew, and I was going to turn it around a little bit. Something about with the devices where you could scramble the devices, and they were like the way that Mob Crew was talking it out. He was like, it would have to be someone that how to do this, and that. To me, it sounded like somebody that knew a lot about law. Like the law and law enforcement, not so much as a Brinks worker. I mean, I don't think Katie was just a regular Brinks. I don't think she sold camera systems to people's homes. Did she? I just don't see Katie being in that position if she was in the military. I see her having a higher position in the company. Does anyone know exactly what her position was? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people assume she sold camera systems, but I think she might have did something. I mean, she might have done something completely different, like in the finance or something. I mean, I don't think it was finance, but
Nash Native Mob Crew. Look up the Mob Crew, and he does like a as Tanya would say, that it's an overlay thing, and it's a lot.
It's a lot. Let me see if I can. I thought he had like one of. I like it whenever they put them down into like shorter versions of their lives. When people do, I should start doing that in my lives.
But she would have a company car. She was in finances.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, not like finances per se, but I just, she was the installation. See, I just don't.
See, I thought that too, Jelly Bean. I thought that.
I couldn't remember. And so she's like, it just that it just doesn't look like I guess I could see Katie doing that.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure. Thank you guys. I figured.
I'd say she's highly intelligent, man. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
I would say she is.
I just like see her for some reason doing something in security for the company, or what I mean, like cybersecurity, or I don't know, like something like that. But
Taj 88. I agree with that. I don't think Seth.
Oh yeah, they didn't take his stuff. He's using it unless he got new stuff, Seth. Like they gave it back to him then, at least his laptop and stuff, because he's using it like to like stream. And he hasn't said he got a new anything. I mean, not like he hasn't said anything, but
Sus says, "Do you think Chris and Seth and CP are friends?" No.
No, I think Chris is there to just be the forefront person for his wife, to be her mouthpiece, and he's good at that.
Yeah,
like I mean, and some people need that, and I would if my kid was lost, I wouldn't even send to be the forefront. Probably, I'd probably fall apart, and he's the introverted one, out of us. But and if I had a like a husband, ex-husband, that from what I've seen of Seth Rogers with this platform, I'm just saying from what we've all seen, I wouldn't want to deal with him as an ex-husband. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't want to deal with that. That's just a lot. I mean, we see it every day.
It's said that he's got close to $160,000.
Wow. That's like 6 times his salary or something crazy. I mean, it's like 4 times his salary. No wonder why. I mean, shit, man. I wonder how much the creators are getting off of this case that are grifting so much, like just telling the story, just to get the views, the clicks. I'm just curious. I'm wondering. I'm just because there's a lot of people.
Well, I still got $600 that belongs to Sebastian. Still to this
and we
day.
are doing a fundraiser tonight, guys. If you want to donate to the fundraiser, you go straight to the cause that we're, it doesn't go to me at all. So to go to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children under Sebastian's name, if it's not, you just go straight to the charity. So if you guys want to donate, it's available there to donate. And thank you guys for donating. That did. It comes up on my Mac or my iPad, and I completely forgot. I have to keep my eye out over here.
Captain Ganja, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. Talking about, he just keeps doing it. I mean, I think everybody is.
I'm surprised Seth hasn't done more live videos and stuff than what he has actually. Yeah. And I don't know. They've been kind of quiet, it seems like, the last few days, but maybe I just haven't seen it.
Taj said, Seth, ain't no way I call BS. He hasn't gotten that amount. Yeah, that's what they say, buddy. I have no clue. I'm not a tax specialist.
Well, actually, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but okay. So on his GoFundMe page, the goal was $25,000. They did like 26,619, I think it was. Well, I went back there and checked like not too long ago because we were doing like a live about it, and it went down $2,000. It went down to 24,000, and it was after a whole bunch of stuff had just come out. I forget exactly what had come out at that point. I just know it was a bunch of stuff, ramblings were going on. And I think a lot of people were asking for their donations back from the GoFundMe because it went down $2,000, but it was closed. The GoFundMe was already closed out. So I don't know how that works. But if people want a refund, I guess people want a refund. If they haven't taken the money out yet, then they could refund the money.
Well, that's the one thing I will say. It's like Taj is saying, like, I mean, that's an insane amount of money.
It is
Yeah.
if you think about it.
That's
But I don't
life-changing.
think the crazy part is we won't know this. He's the only person that would know if a lot of money was made or not.
Yeah.
I would say if money was made, it's not. I wouldn't think it would be that much. I think maybe 20 grand, maybe in 6 months, but I don't know.
Wow. Or he took money out. Yeah. Always on videotape talking about wanting to take money out. Because I'm gonna go look at it again because I remember seeing and I was like, it was like exactly 2000. I was like, y'all remember? I was like, don't make me go back through my lives because it was like a live I wouldn't remember it was on. Like, but we pulled it up and they had surpassed their goal and at the GoFundMe.
Y'all, let me ask y'all, do y'all think it's more than 20, more than 50?
I think it's more than 50. I think it's probably about 50. If you count the GoFundMe, I think he made about 25,000. You think he made more than that in PayPal? He may have, because there's probably a lot of people there was a lot of people that felt so bad for him. They still do. They should. He's a grieving father, but that's a lot of money.
Clue said, watch momming it up on here. She has actually. I got you,
Thank
Clue.
you, Clue. No, I'm so glad you said her name. I couldn't think of her name. There was a video I wanted to play on the channel from her, and I couldn't remember this person's name. I accidentally deleted, where you go to all tabs. I closed all remaining tabs instead of the one tab. I closed all my tabs. I was like, are you kidding? I was like, what was that creator's name? She did really good videos over, it was a lot of Seth clips, but it's like, damn. Just hearing his own words, all in one.
I have to agree. I keep Taj said. So a lot of people are saying about 100K. That's to me. That's I feel like it would be super hard.
How are you going to pay taxes on that?
Well, here's my thing though. On a national level, like Caleb Harrod's case, something like that, I could see easily.
Yeah,
it's just. But let me say this: Sebastian has a lot of supporters.
He has a lot of supporters. That's what I mean. He has a lot. He has an army. Literally,
yeah, legit.
You think of all the people from the different, that one rally they did in the beginning. It was huge. That one that you were at.
Yeah,
weren't you at that one? That was the one that you were at. The biker rally that was actually really big. Because we were watching interviews with Seth, and you could see over time the show of support was going away. It was you could see there was less people at the vigils, there's less people at the fundraisers, there's less just overall support. And it's not because of Sebastian by any means. It's definitely not because of him. It's because of the people that are associated with it.
Drive an RV, they're up there. Sebastian went missing. The airplanes that flying to Anchorage are not small. My uncle's nephew.
Marley, I don't know. I don't think Seth's working.
Seth, I don't know, because he makes the statement that apparently he's got to go get released to the doctor to go back to work.
Oh yeah.
It's been said that he doesn't have a job. I don't even know if you could call to ask if he has a job.
Yeah.
But maybe you could call and say, hey, I'm trying to get a reference check. I don't know.
I could. I know what business.
Just saying.
He still has a job and I'm calling for a reference check.
Yeah. Shit. My bad. Doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
You might have lost that job.
Keep him there. We're not going to hire him here. We changed our mind.
Yeah, we were just making sure y'all were still good.
Yeah. We were just making sure he was doing a good job. Yeah, I don't think he's working. I wouldn't want to if I didn't have to, I guess, neither. But then again, go out there and do some searches or something. And I didn't see the video for some reason with him and JLR out in the woods searching that one time. I saw part of it, when JLR's walking back and his face is burnt because he's been out in the sun all day. And I'm like, oh, wow, actually JLR was out in the sun all day. Wow. Because he's usually an indoorsy guy, and his little face was burnt. But I didn't notice that Seth had that big freaking decal on the side of his truck for that lawyer or something.
PK said, pretend you're from a bank, need to get verifying employment for not financing.
If
He
he can
can
ride a
ride a
motorcycle, he can work in a jail. Just saying, Illuminati got it right there. Yep. He can literally work behind the counter. The first one, when you come into the
Hey,
jail,
well, hold up.
the first person
They
you
do
see
be
behind a desk.
they do be sitting behind them desks.
They
So.
do. They sit behind the desk. Everybody that works in a jail, they don't have. I mean, you don't really cause that much trouble in jail because you're waiting to be released. He made it sound like he said on a live, I work in this jail with murderers and they're just all murderers and axe murders and like all this stuff. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're there for a DUI, probably a bench warrant. You know what I mean? Like they're there for the
Yeah.
weekend. They're in the drunk tank. The judge ain't there till Monday. Like, come on now, let's be real. Because if he was working during the weekends when Sebastian was there, then that's what he was getting in the jail. Drunk tank, DUI arrest, opioids, drug arrest.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna see more. I mean, you get like one murder, like maybe in your career, like in your jail. Do you know what I mean? Like, because small towns, but I don't know. Maybe his town's a little bit bigger than.
Dude, see, Clue makes a good point here. Tony does. I remember Tony fucking saying that Seth was going back to work that next week, and it never happened.
Oh,
That's on a video.
Yeah.
Fucking Tony does. Tony says, Seth's got to get back to work that this
Yeah.
following week. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And it never happened.
He never went back. Yeah. So why isn't he working? You would think you'd want to do something to keep your mind off stuff. Like,
Abigail, no, there's not, man. I face planted that ditch. I reenacted that myself.
oh, did you with the
Hell yeah, I
headlamp?
did.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't do the headlamp thing, but I
Oh.
promise you, I checked that ditch.
oh, you're talking about like are you talking about Caleb's
So-
case or
No,
Sebastian?
so in the Mob Cruise video, you can see Sebastian's house, and right beside that house is that 3-car garage where it kind of faces.
Yeah.
Well, between it, there's this ditch line, and that ditch line looks very
Oh.
shallow,
yeah.
but it's not. That shit's like 4 feet deep. I was like,
Is that on camera?
it's on somebody's. I guarantee it. So the neighbor that could see over there.
Yeah.
I went over and
That's
talked to him. I was like, "Hey, man, you ain't got a Band-Aid, do you?" He's like, "Why?" I was like, "My inside of my thigh is a little bit bleeding right now because there's 2 tree little bushes." So I'm like, in my head now, mind you, Bobby's out, everybody's over there. I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can run. So I'm running. I'm like, oh, and then I try to go back up. Soon as I went back up, my foot hit a rock. I was like, "Yep, done."
Oh man.
I was like,
Hopefully they
well,
got that on
my fat
video.
ass could sit there. I was like, damn. I deserve this. It is what it is.
I deserve that. Just sit there for a minute.
Well, because the neighbor says right there, the dude's really cool, man. He
Mhm.
said he was standing out there talking to me and Bobby, and he said, dude, they were jetting across there. It wasn't like they were just slowly moving. He's like, dude, they were moving.
Like the lights are.
Yeah, they're moving quick.
I mean, I've always said I thought it might have been like something with like bullies or something, but I mean, in the light situation could, I mean,
Oh, well, that's the
I
thing.
guess
At
too, but-
nighttime, to navigate that ditch, man, in my head, I'm like, damn, dude, you have to have been there. Like, because
Yeah.
to me, it looked orchestrated. Like, it's I will agree with this. It
Mhm.
seems to me to be planned. It was a
Yeah.
planned, thought out process. How did you know to pull on Kellen and Stafford? How did you know to knock out? And how did you know to park at the right place where one camera was? And
Yeah.
now on the other side, 2 houses down is another camera, but these 2 houses in front don't have a camera, and the one in the front over here don't have a camera.
So the
It
way
doesn't
they
make
all
sense.
out, yeah.
Like they parked specifically where there was one camera.
Yeah. And Bobby said she saw a car on the street that night. Didn't she say that?
Yeah, even the neighbor dude, that neighbor dude, when I heard it come from his mouth, I was just like, oh, okay.
Also, it was more than her saying it too now. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's the
according to you
neighbor.
anyway.
Yeah, dude, the dude's a really nice guy, man. Like you go over and talk to him. He's usually outside working on his boat. I found that out. So
Yeah. What
every
kind
time
of
I went
car
over,
was
he
it?
yelled at me.
Do
Huh?
they know? Did Bobby say what kind of car she thought she saw out there?
No, he said it was a small compact car, like a darkest silver car. But that was it.
Yeah. Wow.
But Bobby said, I don't think Bobby ever said she thought it was something like I don't never remember her hearing her say what she thought it was.
Yeah. DM said, is the neighbor Bobby credible? Like, does she seem credible to you? Talking to her?
Yeah. I think she's a little strong. She's different. She's
Yeah.
very she reminds me of somebody with ADHD, like full scale.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about everywhere. She's like,
yeah.
And I mean, I'm not talking about talking. I'm talking about like literally. I'm like keeping
Yeah.
up and power walking. I'm
Yeah.
like, go down.
The color car silver? You silver car?
Yeah, it was like a Clue. Are you talking about silverish gray looking car?
What kind of car do you have? Like, what kind of car you have, Clue? No, I'm just kidding. She has like an SUV.
What kind of car you got, girl?
I think they have like an SUV.
Do you think Seth could jump that ditch?
No. I don't even need to think. I don't even need to know what the ditch looks like. I'm just picturing him jumping anything. Don't. That's
Clue. But it was a sedan. Yes.
Sedan.
Yeah.
Not.
Dude, I wish one of you guys that was actually like a crime talk person or like a crime YouTube would talk to the neighbor. He's super nice, man. Super fucking nice. Clue, I think you could. I have a 1970 Chevy.
I'll say you can give him my number if he's willing to talk. I'll talk to him too.
If you're cool with that, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Clue says she got a damn K5 Blazer. Do you think Seth could jump that ditch? Abigail, no, I don't think Seth could jump that ditch. There's no way. Nah.
So can you get over? Or can you get around the ditch, or is it the full length of from the one road to the next? Like, you know what I mean? Like goes through the houses.
Right. Break time said the Bobby neighbor is Faye. Terry Lynn apparently met her at the high school after so long, but yet Bobby never brought it up for when. Yeah, see, I don't know how long Terry did. I see, and that's the thing though. Somebody else has made this comment. So I've met Bobby and I've met Terry. They said they've known each other for a long time, but I don't know.
They don't act like it.
Not really. No.
Maybe they weren't friends. Like they didn't run the same circle. Maybe they graduated same different years, or was it the same year?
Given the scenario and situation here, even if you were friends back in high school and this just happened, and you would think it would be something to bring you closer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I did not say it in a bad way, but
yeah.
It's bright Harley orange. Oh, that's badass.
Ooh. Clue's like, here we are.
So
I think my aunt has the same
true crime. Yeah, it's Steven at ASKPCT. So like ASKPCT.com. Yeah, I'm fixing to have to go. I didn't realize we've been on here for 2 hours.
Oh my God, we have. Oh my gosh. Where'd the time go?
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm really sorry for the hate that we received. I mean,
oh no, it's fine.
Don't
even worry about it.
I'm gonna
it's
get
okay.
it, man. These people hate me. It is what it is. I know who I am, though. So
I know who you are too. So that's okay. Yeah, you're gonna have people, on the platform that do that. But
well, I will tell you this, man. I'm not a true crime person. I've never admitted it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I say that all the time on my TikTok. That's for you guys. I'm only just looking. Like that's the only thing I can do. I do not bring any value to this any other than just looking. Yeah. Having a drone, having a thermal drone, doing stuff like that. Yeah. Other than that, man, I don't know shit about cases. I don't know nothing like that. Like it's not.
Well, we appreciate it though.
So y'all
thank you for coming on.
Oh no, absolutely. And I think when you take Mary Beth, thank you. I think when you take somebody, can I clear this up real quick? And
of course.
I want everybody to understand this. So I don't have a problem with Jay for Justice. I've never met her. Okay. Yeah. She's allowed to have her opinion, and I'm okay with everybody saying what they got to say about me. That's fine. all I'm saying is like, hey man, just talk to me. Like, hell, if you live in the area, I'll go eat with you. We have not spoke. She has, in her defense, like I said earlier, she's reached out to me to come up on her stuff.
Yeah.
It would take me like a day or so, and I got back to her. And I think I left a message on her Google thing. As far and we just never circled back, to be honest with you. I think it was. Then as far as Betty Bullhorn, you can't discredit that these people are pushing the name. Okay, these are people. Everybody has a platform. But I want to clear this. I do not have a contract with Tony. The only thing I know to do is post my fucking text with me and Tony. Let's be crystal clear. I think the biggest thing I can say from it, I was never a part team Tony and Seth, and I truly mean that. I never was. I tried to work with him. Unfortunately, I'm a fucking naive, stupid person to think that this person was even remotely good.
Yeah. I think we all get like, everybody on the platform needs a little grace. We need to all have a little grace for each other, because I think we all have made a mistake coming into a case, or, in a case. Dude, I know I have every single case probably I've ever covered. I probably said something wrong. If someone gets back and watches my lives.
No, let me say this. Like, I want to expose corruption. No, like, because I really do feel like there's corruption in family court. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah, I believe that.
But I'm also not telling their stories. I want these people to tell their stories because I don't want to mess it up. Because we both know Jay for Justice ain't lying when she said I'm country as shit, or country bumpkin, whatever the fuck she called me. Because, buddy, I will mess up words real fast.
I mess them up too. I do too. I mess them up too.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I don't have a problem as far as, I don't want people thinking like I hate these people. I don't. There's only one person I hate, and that is Tony Mathis.
Yeah.
Just bottom line. I hate Tony Mathis. I think he's a garbage fucking human.
Yeah.
And so
he needs to be removed from this case, I feel like. But as long as Seth is allowing him to be on here.
Let me ask you something. At what point, though, because see, somebody's like, well, I know that's how you feel. And everybody's like, well, everybody that feels that way. But if that's what Seth chooses and wants, then who are we to say anything? And it's like, but at the same time, like, I feel like if we don't say nothing and this fucking dude keeps doing this shit.
Yeah, it would be even worse if we didn't say anything. I think it'd be worse.
He's a fucking garbage person, man.
Yeah.
It's like, even with Bullhorn, like, I can't talk, like, me and Bullhorn Betty are always going to talk shit to each other. That's just it. But at the end of the day, she has done some things that are fucking remarkable. You can't you can't discredit that. Despite how bad I hate her, she's done good things. I think each person has, I'm sure that's how life is. Everybody has good and bad, man. So but as far as hating, I hate Tony. That's it. That is it. I think he's a fucking garbage human. He's a fucking liar. And you know what? At the end of the day, for somebody that apparently is a spokesperson, he sure the fuck. I mean, like, he doesn't act like a spokesperson, man. I'm sorry. It's not what a spokesperson does. You know what a spokesperson does? Look at the state trooper that actually speaks for a family, and I can't forget his name. It's up there by you. This dude is he's a state trooper, and when the family's kid was unalived, he come out and was a spokesperson for the family. Fucking professional. Super professional. I wish I could. I'll find that.
Yeah. Let me know. Yeah. Yeah. Let me know.
Tiny Tony. Yeah, that's so true. Whoa. Who?
Yeah. Who did that?
Did she do that, Nash? See, I don't know. See, there's stuff. I don't watch Bullhorn Betty shit.
Bullhorn. Yeah.
What'd she do?
She's done all kinds of stuff. Every case she covers. Gabby Petito, she tried to plant evidence. They made a law in Florida because of her out there with her bullhorn and making a mess. And Quentin Simon, she had the cops called to the residence 30 times in 30 days because she was standing outside with a bullhorn telling people to walk up and touch the house. That was her, JLR, all of them. Justin Frall was there. Molly Golightly was in that with that. So while they're causing all this trouble, the cops and investigators are going through 1.2 million pounds of trash to find a baby. And they're over here making all this stuff go on, saying corruption every time the cops are called. Dolly went to jail because he grabbed the bullhorn out of the lady's hand.
She's a fucking martyr, man. That's all she is. She's a fucking piece of shit martyr. She really.
Idaho, she just showed up and just kind of. She didn't really do too much that bad in Idaho. I feel like I can't really remember what she did in Idaho. I just remember doing a video short like, "Why the f is Betty here?" You know, in Idaho, like why is she in Idaho? Like who dropped her off? Because I thought I hadn't seen her since Simon Clinton, and that was the October before. So a full year.
Did you see that? PK said, "Bullhorn bitch."
But she is. It's her way or no way.
Oh,
and then she's like, and then if people say something against her, she's like, "You waited 5 days just to say that," and it's like, no, these are your people. These are your subscribers saying this. It's not someone waiting 5 days because she has it on subscriber only mode for 5 days. Like, you have to and I'm just like, Betty.
I don't know. See, so here's the thing. I don't know nothing about her. All I know is that there was one case that was in particular where she got the mayor to resign or whoever it was. And I followed that one. That was it. Yeah. And that's the thing I was telling you, because that dude was a piece of shit, man, to be honest. Yeah. So that's the only thing I referenced. And then whatever Tony sent me one time, and I looked into it, but that was it. Other than that, I don't know much about her.
I'm just learning new stuff now.
Let me say this: I regurgitate the good I hear from other people saying she's good. So maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. That's me putting my basis on other people saying her good when it could not. I shouldn't do that. So I'm sorry. I probably should not do that. I need to go look at this shit. But to be honest, I could care less. I mean, she showed her colors so far now. I just don't even want to fucking see it. As far as Jay, man, ironically, y'all said y'all need to watch her stuff. I do watch her stuff. She knows that. I've told her I did. I've watched her stuff several times. She does good stuff. But
was it the same car that was at T-Revs? You're not. Remember the car that was at T-Revs and he took the picture?
Yeah.
I wonder what car that was. A silver car, wasn't it?
Really? Was it darker silver?
I thought it was a dark silver.
Does it have straight taillights?
Shoot, I wish I had that picture. I bet Cluminati does. Let's see if Clue has that picture. I know she probably does. I don't even know where I'd find it. Because I don't think they would be on Tiro's page. It was a darker silver, yeah.
Oh, no fucking way, dude. Lauren, that's fucking sick. I just seen that. I didn't. What Bullhorn said about the SA victim? Did you see that shit?
What? Oh, no. Lauren, I didn't see that. Wow. No, I didn't know about that one. That one's a new one. But I did hear her say this. Let me address this one real quick, elephant in the room. She said something along the lines of, if...
Your dog just raised his head up, or her head up at the same time. That's funny. Sorry.
She's trying to get comfortable, I think. But Bullhorn, the other day on your live, you said that if I want to make sure I get it right. Something about if whoever did this, if the person was black, they would be in jail right now. Like something along those lines. Like if they were black, whoever we don't even know what happened. We don't even know who did this or who could have did this. They would be in jail right now. And I didn't catch that when I was reviewing her. So sorry, guys. I didn't catch that because I would have run on a rant for about 40 minutes on why I think that's wrong. But someone in my comments was like, they put the time and they said, "What I just hear?" Like not towards me, you know what I mean, but like towards Betty.
How the fuck did she get away with that?
I don't know. But I was like, are you freaking kidding right now? Like, I said, I'm the only white person in my whole family. Like, even my brothers are more Italian than me. Like, we're half brother and sister. Like, I'm like, Betty.
Booler, your comments ain't getting deleted, buddy. I can see them.
Yeah, Booler, you're here. No one's here to delete your comments but me.
Kel said unhinged cooter.
Unhinged cooter.
for sure.
Oh my gosh. We were going to
So-
make a change.org a petition for Betty to wear a bra, make her wear a bra in our lives. I still have that pulled up. I should do that. Oh yeah. I
Oh,
was looking at-
PK, that's awesome, man.
What was it?
She called Danielle. I didn't know that.
What was it? She called who?
She called fucking Sebastian.
Defective?
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. With Seth in the chat. And Seth was going along with it. Yeah. He was commenting and everything, like along with stuff. That was the sick part about it to me. Like, I mean, she's sick for saying it, but she's a stranger, you know what I mean? Like, just this.
The
this
own dad
person.
didn't fucking say shit.
No,
Well, he's
but
also
you have
the
the
same
father
person.
up in there just agreeing with things, just typing
He's
away.
also the same person who put the fucking sexual stuff out there about his own
Yeah.
son.
I know.
So
Yeah. And if I were to have been a runaway at the time, then I would have ran away even further.
that
don't
fucking
know.
makes me mad, dude. I didn't even know. So again, like this, like all I had to do, there's like fucking 30 different things just in comments from.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you
Okay.
so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. You're welcome anytime. So thank
Chat.
you.
Nash, hey, Nash, I really hope that your mother-in-law gets, taken care of. Seriously. I really do. Mary Beth, everybody, thank y'all so much. Sorry for the stuff in the comments.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I apologize.
That's all right.
You'll have titanium not letting me come back.
No, you're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime.
No, I appreciate y'all. But y'all have a great night.
Yeah, have a
Peace.
good night. Thank you. Bye. Oh, he exited out there fast. He could do it that time. She said defective. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for those of you guys that were nice to Steven. Thank you guys for being nice to Steven. And for those of you that weren't bad, I don't know who those people were. There were some trolls in here tonight. Bad peoples, but Steven's good people. He really is. He's a good guy. I talk to him like every day. Every day. And it's nice to have somebody that you can talk to that's on a different platform, but can equally know how it feels, with comments and stuff. And the only reason how I get through my comment section is I just don't look at the current moment. I haven't been looking that much, but whenever I do go in and look, it's hard. I'll type it all out. Like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rumble on somebody. And then I'll just delete it. I'll go, no. And it's just because if you comment back, it's just feeding it. And then, and that's how you start the ping pong game. I'm going back and forth. So, hey, Alicia, and welcome in, everybody. Sorry, it's so hard to talk to someone and try to check the chat at the same time. I need to make some mods in here. Hey, Lenora. But I think that was a pretty good time. I wonder, I'm curious about the lights now. I'm curious. They got me curious to look. But I don't know who would get a 15-year-old boy to leave their house. Like if it was Seth, right? Let's say if it was Seth. He's already getting Sebastian at the end of the school year. So this is end of February. So March, April, May, like 3 months, he would have had him full time. So why steal him? Also, if Katie were to do it, like, what would be her reasoning? She's getting ready. If she wanted to get rid of Sebastian, she's getting ready to get rid of him in 3 months. So it's almost like both sides, it's just hard. It's hard. He's very cool and down to earth. Yeah. Hey, Ricky. Praying Sebastian is found soon. Yes. I'll watch him. Nash Native. No, I usually will I'll check my emails. I usually check them. Like if I usually will get one on my, if I get them on my watch, it's just, I need to turn my watch on during the day. Damn yell. I know my dogs are doing so good. They've been sleeping for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Except for the gray one. She just stood up to stretch and lay back down. Yeah, and they could. And they could, I mean, okay, so if that's it, okay. Then you would think, right? If this is planned, this is planned. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. If this was all planned, they would have had to have done it prior to the night that Sebastian was taken. They would have had to done test runs. Maybe not with Sebastian in the car, but the car would have had to have done test runs to know to park where there's 2 cameras that are off, and then the camera across the street is off. Like there's no cameras. I mean, sorry to say off, but there's no cameras, but there's cameras on the rest of the homes. So you would have to be casing the place. The cops were asking for footage from the night before. They did come out and ask for footage from the day before. So I'm wondering if maybe they're thinking the same thing. Now I want to know about the car in front of Michaela's that T-Rev, took a picture of. Oh, they do a pre-run. Okay. I thought I did watch one of Chris's videos or 2. But when he puts in the title, brand new, like it's 3 days in a row, brand new. I don't like that part. Like brand new information. Never before heard. Because then you're like new inside info. And it's like, oh, I want to know. And it looks like he might. No, he didn't. I did. Maybe, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Those could be the lights. I mean, I don't know. I'm bad at being the person to say that's something and looking to see if that's something. I have a really good eye. I do. This one is it used to be 2015. I don't know if it's still there now. It used to be ever perfect. But when I'm looking at a picture like that, someone has to visibly, like physically point it out to me what I'm seeing. Because I'll just be looking everywhere. Thanks for becoming a new member, Kels. Welcome in. Your eyes are horrible, Suze. Well, I only have the one there, so I'm blind to my right. It's a fake. My left is a real, real and fake, or real and fake. But this one, I realize I can usually see over perfect. But if I'm looking for something like at my house, like a back of an earring, I can find that. But when someone tells me to like look at the screen, like and say like watch this car and like, that's what this car is. This car is this car, and like sometimes I can't see that. Like the Linda Lane footage, we have like a love-hate relationship. You do believe the lights? No, I don't know, Vivian. I don't know now. I mean, now that Steven explained the camera wasn't like this, it was just pointed like this. That makes a lot more sense. Because I'm like, who would have their camera pointed like weird? But if it's just pointed like this direction instead of straight, it's just pointed at that direction. That makes a lot more sense. Let me see. Let's see what the fundraiser's at. I think it's under giving. 109.64. That is so awesome. That's so awesome. We've raised a lot of money for the National National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that's where both of these went to. The last two fundraisers that we did. So, well, I appreciate you guys. Really, I do. Oh, Nash Native. We would have wasted 8 hours of our lives if we would have watched that. You know who didn't make a decision? I'll give you a hint. Judge John Judge. Don't have it. He said this is a big decision. He needs more time. I'm so sick of that guy. Y'all, I'm sorry. I've been wanting to talk about it, but I was waiting until we went live. But man, you wasted 2 watching on Jay's. I was like so mad. I was listening like here and there. And I was like, this is pretty boring, And I saw Jay. I actually saw Jay's chat. She had like 40 people in there. And I was like, there's no way you're going live, girlfriend. because I had the doctor's appointment anyway. I had an appointment at 1. So my appointment was from 1 to 2. I think the hearing started at 12 or something like that. So it would have been like in the middle of the live anyway. It would have been weird. But I mean, you fell asleep. Oh yeah. No, this trial she better bring some more fire than this. This is a snooze fest. But he needs to make a decision. We were all waiting. He had everybody waiting, not counting us, right? But the families of the victims. They all flew and drove in to hear what he had to say. And he didn't say shit. Get him, move the trial. I'm over it. I'm over it now. I'm over it. Move it to Boise. I'm ready to go to Boise. I'm just kidding. I'm not ready to go to Boise. I like the prosecutor. I like the prosecutor in this case. I like all of them. They all do well in their roles, but John Judge needs to learn how to make a decision. He's never made a decision. I don't think. That's like, has he made one decision when we've been in front of him? I think they've all coming out in writing afterwards. Just kind of like Delphi. I feel like that happens in Delphi's case. It comes out in writing afterwards. But I did hear something about Kohlberger saying that he trained with a dog, and that could be the reason for him to have a dog hair on him. Get out of here, Kohlberger. Now you're adding a dog to your story. Man, you know. I don't think they need to move it. I think they need to keep it there, but they just need to move it to the school. I mean, these parents deserve. I didn't even go to the Gonzalez page yet, because I know that they did a reaction, I think, afterwards outside, and I don't even want to see that yet. There's another dog handler. There's another one. Who's the new one? So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see about that doodlebug. I wanted to play like Gray's video and then play Mob Cruise one night and see the differences between the two. Like, see what they both think. If they're exactly the same, then I would be like, okay, well then maybe. But if they're not, then they're not. Right? I don't know. But I appreciate you guys all being here. I really do. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks for, just hitting the like button. Just coming in. I appreciate it. Steven said he really likes this chat a lot. He actually did a video on his TikTok talking about how great you guys are in the chat. I thought that was very sweet. It was very sweet. I put it on my story, I think, on my TikTok. But I thought that was very nice. I haven't heard the new story either. Is there something we're missing? Well, I was just talking about Kohlberger. Yeah, Kohlberger. Also, Kohlberger's new story, I guess, is he trained with a dog sometimes. I don't know. That's just what I heard. But I don't know if this was like one time or, but whose dog? You can't just pick up a dog on the side of the road. Like, I found this dog and then I just drop it back off and it's there every time I go there. It just meets me. I think the more stuff that she piles on top of this, it's going to make his alibi weighed down, and it's going to be more things she has to prove in the long run. Now she's going to have to prove where's the dog. Even if it was one time that he was on a dog walk, we want to know whose dog, where's the dog now. Don't give us no excuses. We need to go interview them. But it's crazy. We'll have to see what they say, though. I'll look into it more, too, about the dog. I just saw it on somebody's page that actually follows the trial really well. And they watched the whole thing. And I was just like, man, it's a lot. Kels, that sounds like a good idea. I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to unplug and actually, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to unplug tonight because I like to go to sleep to YouTube. But I am going to go to the pool tomorrow. It's been like 97 degrees in Ohio. I don't know if you guys are from the area, like if you live in Ohio. It's been really, 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 really hot. Been really hot. And made up a few positive things about him since there's a gag order. It's the only way we can hear stuff. Yeah. What she said, what else is the positive? Oh God, I don't even want to know. I know Brian Koberger, and Brian is very good at keeping a steady hand. What do you say about him? He's tall. Suze, you are? Me too. I'm like an hour from Columbus, hour and a half from Columbus, I say. Indiana's been really hot too. Yeah, it's just been miserable. What did he train for? I think that he was just like maybe like training for just like, I don't know, just training in general. Like, he was like he liked to run and stuff. I think that's what they meant by it, but maybe not. Maybe he was training for something. What did I should do? What did I miss? Oh, you're welcome for the prayers. You're allowed to be tired and cranky. You're allowed. Everyone needs those days. 101 in Alabama today. Oh, Do you have that heat, or that humidity with the heat? Oh, the humidity is what gets me. I can't breathe. I walk out, I'm like, I don't even know what the heat index is. That's just the regular temperature, but I bet you it's hotter. It's not, we don't have that like dry heat out here. It's just real bad. Sunset Beach, North Carolina has been brutal. It's really hot over here on the side of the. Do you notice? Is anyone else noticing the summers are getting hotter? I feel like they are. I don't, but I feel like even winters are getting warmer sometimes, and except for 2 years ago. Or was it last year? No, 2 years ago. It was really cold. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. I'm gonna jump off here myself. We were on for 2.5 hours. I cannot believe we were on for 2 hours with Steven. Like forever, like 2 hours, 15 minutes. I looked. The last time I looked at the time, it was like before we hit an hour. And I was like looking, and I was like, okay, what's my questions? And we just went by quick. So I appreciate that. It's a good night, And thank you guys for donating to the fundraiser, liking the video, being here, subscribers, all those things, members, all the things that you guys do for the channel. It doesn't go unnoticed. I'm going to go let my girls out. See, oh, look, they switched beds. So there's the brown one and the gray one's over here. She just picked her head up. That's probably what you heard if you heard her little chain. It's funny. But thank you guys again for being here tonight. Thank you, Steven, for coming on. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I come on and do like a day live, it'll probably be like, afternoonish around 12 to 2. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow night, if not tomorrow day. And have a wonderful, wonderful weekend if I don't see you. Bye, guys.